with Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, preparing in his head all the things he's wanted to be said. 90 minutes for Phil to fill with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shill. The stream's online and straight away begins to wane, but all is fine as long as chat's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to enjoy, like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran through to feel so insecure. The money earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always set to stay on. His support is also slow and stays so low and fails to grow. You never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. We're thick over across the board, we charge the war because the score can't be ignored. Just how much DSP makes us all feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch it creep, we play bingo while Phil will bitch on why is she but also cheat. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across our screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals our soul machine. He's not in burping, leaning, ban. It matters not if Andrew fans chatters can't see if others make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink as fast as like before launching into a bike, pretending there for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of Claw's cat and fatty wife and all his strife while forgetting that tits are well and they were right. With drama he will react, but as an actor it's a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. Pre-stream's nearly over and a win is in sight, with little white despite Phil's delight that tits were not light. We'll say alright, it is okay, and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tits will help from being off the other day, and with those words we win again. It's never if but always when the game is won, and thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jet here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for what is today, Sunday, the 29th of June 2025. I do hope you're all doing very well indeed. I hope you have a very fun and enjoyable weekend. Look who's finally fucking awake. DSP Gaming has just stumbled drunkenly out of his bed into his stream chat and said good morning all. And such a robust warm welcome from all one person in his chat right now waiting to respond to him, which will probably be Powson, you know, because that's always how it fucking goes when there's no one else really, you know. Guarantee it with Powson will probably fucking respond to Phil, because who the hell else is there to say hello to the bad man? But guys, I hope you've had a very fun and enjoyable weekend. I personally had a fantastic weekend. I really enjoyed it, you know. I got to see my uncle for the first time like over 10 years, you know what I mean? He lives like a good bit away, and it's always kind of awkward just to, you know, get to see him, but I finally made the efforts, you know. Part of not seeing him is because I'm a lazy bastard sometimes, you know what I mean? You know, it's all on me essentially as well. But yeah, I got to see him for the first time in like fucking 10 plus years. This is the uncle that is, I told you about, who had substance. He was an alcoholic before. He had substance abuse. This is why topics like when Phil brings up being an alcoholic, this is why it hits home, because I know people, I have family who went through this sort of thing, you know what I mean? He was an alcoholic himself, my uncle. He is 15 years clean, 15 years sober. But it's kind of funny, so it's like, also we just enjoyed catch up, whatever. I never, obviously, I don't, obviously when I'm fucking doing, on a Saturday, I don't know anything about DSP much, whatever, you know what I mean? But I kind of had to, it amused me a bit because of his own volition, my uncle brought up his former vices or whatever, and he kind of mentioned how if he ever goes to like a, you know, if he goes to have a pub lunch, he finds it easier to have other people with him. Like if he doesn't want to go himself, if he goes to have a pub lunch himself, you know what I mean? Because he's by himself, he knows that there'll be something in his head telling him just go and get a drink, which he knows is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So he finds it easier, especially when he's going to like in that environment. You know, he finds it easier to be with other people, you know what I mean? Just so he can kind of keep himself right or whatever, you know. That shows you the mentality though.
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
I was not saying, that just shows you the mentality though, like somebody used to be a former alcoholic, you know, it's always in their head, always telling them I just go on. You know what I mean? But yeah. But my Saturday was great, as I said, you know what I mean, a fantastic time, caught up with my, you know, so my mother was there as well, you know what I mean, because it's her brother, my uncle, you know what I mean, so my mum was there as well, so it was good stuff indeed, you know. There was a wee trip to the coast of Scotland, you know, a wee small place called Gourock, which is like by, you know, Greenock and all that area, you know what I mean, it's a wee area, you know what I mean, so it's like, you've got to explore, you know, we walked about Gourock as well, you know what I mean, me, my uncle and my mum and my partner as well, you know what I mean, so yeah, first time, you know, my partner got to meet him, not just, so it was a great wee Saturday, it really was, fantastic time, you know what I mean. And also when me and my partner got home, said goodbye to my mum and my uncle, and then we had a few drinks, just me and her, afterwards, you know. We weren't going to fucking drink her and my uncle, that'd be a wee bit, you know, in poor taste. But once we got back, you know, got back home, we had a few drinks ourselves, just to kind of enjoy our Saturday together, so there we go. So thank you very much, by the way, to Larry for popping that 8-month bingo Barry membership message saying hi all. I get my new guitar tomorrow. Can't wait. You're a guitarist, cool. That's one of those instruments that I wish I was able to play it. You know what I mean? I kind of wish. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm just not a fucking talented person, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, but I've never had a knack for it, you know, the whole guitar thing. You know what I mean? It's one of those ones I wish I could, because it's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine somebody not being cool playing a guitar. I can't think of one person who is not cool when they're playing a guitar, if that makes sense. Especially if they're playing a guitar, you know, competently at a good level. But yeah, there we go. Thank you very much as well to Twilight Media Corp for popping their 12-month Bingo by Barry membership message saying, I found DSP's comments about alcoholism offensive. Well, join the fucking club. Join the club. As you said, like, Phil's taking it as just quite obscene to me. Look, you know, obviously, like, there's different kinds of alcoholics, okay? You know what I mean? People who have had drinking problems in the past, if they feel comfortable of still being able to drink socially, and they're not going to like relapse, whatever, that's on them, of course. You know what I mean? There's different kinds of, there's different levels to this, there's different layers to this. But it's just that it's just the way Phil uses it as a tool to gain pity and sympathy from people. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, you know, I've suffered and I've been through this and I've persevered. Please give me money and praise for. No, I felt you'd never. As far as I'm aware, it's just from what I witnessed and what I seen from Phil back in the fucking day, he just got too drunk and said some dumb shit when drunk. The same about his fucking depression. You know, everyone gets fucking sad sometimes. It doesn't mean you're fucking depressed. Like, true actual fucking depression is like, you know, you don't feel like you can get out of bed because you're just fucking not feeling like, you know, you think the world's gonna fucking hate you today. You feel like you can't even lift your head, you know, because you can't bear to fucking just tackle the world today, you know, that sort of shit. But it feels like, oh, I'm sad sometimes, so I must have had depression. It's just fucking ridiculous, you know. But yeah, that's a whole other can of worms, you know what I mean? Phil being a fucking disgusting bastard, using these serious conditions as a fucking tool just to gain money from his fucking audience. It's just, anytime you think Phil can't sink lower, he finds a way to impress you, you know. But anyway, as I said, don't let Phil ruin your weekends, you know. I mean, as I said, Saturday is fantastic for me. I kind of caught the tail end of that being said, hosting Chicken in the Ring. I've not heard all the songs yet. I've not seen all the songs, but I caught a little bit of it. You know what I mean? As I said, when I came back on Saturday. And yeah, a lot of people are praising it. You know, a lot of people are praising obviously that being said, for hosting it and organising it, and also all the entrants as well, all the participants for you know sending their entries and their showcasing their talents. You know what I mean? So it's always a good time, and it just illustrates how talented the community are, whether it's musically or artistically and all that. You know, I mean, I mean, I look at our community. Like, it's our communities, I mean, obviously, when I say ours, I'm generalised, I'm talking about every detractor, but I know there's kind of like different variations of detractor communities, you know what I mean? Because some will prefer bingo, some will prefer, you know, maybe the detractor being, or that being said, a meerkat or WPIG, whatever it is, you know what I mean? But I feel like you can kind of combine them all together, because our community it's not just solely focused on one individual. That's what I'm saying, it's so varied with all these people as well, you know what I mean? And then you'll get Phil's community. Like, Phil's community and all the fucking bizarre degenerates that fucking seem to lurk and linger around Phil. And, like, what are they doing to celebrate Phil and his legacy? Absolutely nothing. I don't see any compilations from DSP fan celebrating Phil's latest gameplay and champion his fucking performance. You know, oh, Phil done great in Street Fighter. Here's a compilation of all Phil's best fights. It doesn't happen. You know, none of his fans care, essentially, to fucking do that, because they're just not, they just don't give a shit, you know what I mean? They don't care about Phil that way, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, fuck it, you know, it is what it is. Long story short, you know what I mean? You know, I just kind of, I'd rather be a detractor than a dent. That's my take on that. Anyway, but a couple of things to go through before we obviously go to live DSP. That being said, I had a couple of classic tweets from Phil way back in the day here. Before Philip was known as a game journalist, his gaming skills were compared to them. Lol. And this is also about, you know, Cuphead, that game Cuphead, you know. We live in a timeline where game journalists are worse at video games than DSP. Let that sink in. And yeah, Dark Side Fellas beat Cuphead. I repeat, Dark Side Fellas beat Cuphead. None of you have any excuse. And Phil had a salty response, of course, you know, as shown here, because in reality it's incredibly dumb people like you who make negative fantasies. Fact, I don't suck at games, nor am I a bad person. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but bad human beings usually don't go about saying I'm a really bad person. Like, I don't recall, like, you know, all these kind of, like, you know, mass murderers, not a shit, don't fucking walk around going, I'm fucking evil as fucking, I love it. You know what I mean? I think everyone fundamentally probably believes themselves to be some sort of a good person. Even if they do some bad things sometimes, I think in their heads, most people kind of think to themselves that they're not a bad person. Because they try and rationalise their actions and, you know, by some sort of logic or whatever, you know what I mean? So Phil to try and, you know, for Phil to tweet, I'm not a bad person. You know what I mean? Like, who's he trying to convince, himself or the internet in general? And, yeah, and also on top of that, he had a whole bunch of, like, other tweets about this as well. If it was actually half as bad as people say I am, I would have 0 fans. I've been off YouTube 5 years ago. The real me isn't the meme. Pro tip in life, don't be a sheltered, coddled sheep who believes everything you see and hear. Have skepticism and independent thought. Some would prefer to live in a fallacy world where I'm the worst person. And Jesus Christ, man, it was just copium after copium after copium. And it went on and on and on and on as well. Anyway, this is all about Cuphead. This is all relating to the goddamn Cuphead game. You know? So I'm sorry for Twitter today, but I'm seriously so done with the thousands of idiots talking shit because they're just ignorant fucks. So wake up. Oh my god, just, yeah. So Phil was very salty about that way back then. Shout out to Kinda Sav, by the way. Kinda Sav did something pretty impressive, I thought. I mean, they raised over $6,000 for the Stollery Children's Hospital via Extra Life during a charity stream. This was a charity stream that was done, I believe it was done yesterday. I think it was done during Saturday at some point. I can't mind or if it was done. I think it was Friday into Saturday or something. I'm not entirely sure exactly when, but it was also late Friday or Saturday at some point. I think it was. But aye, big ups to Kinda Sav. Russian, so their goal was 2,500. You know, that was their goal, and they raised over 6 grand. So that was just so impressive. You know what I mean? Big ups to Kinda Sav, and also all the people, you know, contributed as well. You know what I mean? That is fantastic stuff indeed. And going to you know, the Stollery Children's Hospital as well. Big ups to them. It was a Kinda Sav's Extra Life of Diva Squad, Children's Medical Network Hospitals. It just, so yeah, big ups to them for sure. You know what I mean? That was good stuff indeed. Also yeah. So I seen Otter in an Otter place tweet this out saying, hilarious, what a pathetic little sad sack Phil is. When he wins, he's good at fighting games. When he loses, it's dropping his inputs, because Phil had a couple of tweets here. You know, telling people, watch my videos on YouTube. I had a crazy set with video, you know, all that shit, you know. A lot of people think I'm actually bad at fighting games and all that shit, you know. I mean, it's bizarre, like, he's like, I don't know, like, you know, every day, effectively, and I said this in a tweet, I responded to this tweet by Autoplace, saying, Phil claims daily almost he doesn't care about what people say about him on the internet, and yet this tweet kind of proves as a bunch of crap, you know, because he has these desperate attempts to be validated from anyone online about something that doesn't really matter. Who cares what people fucking say about you on the internet in general? And we had this guy, you may recognise this guy, also one of the game devs of the Rim World, you know. He responded saying, so many of Phil's problems would be solved if he wasn't so blatantly insecure. It would be impossible to laugh at him being bad at games if he embraced it and laughed with us instead of raging against the current industry. So there you go. I mean, that's a good point, it's a good take, but Phil just can't help it because Phil has this bizarre need and desire for people to fucking say to him, wow, you're so good. It's like, did Phil not get enough, like, fucking love as a child from mummy and daddy or something? Did they not tell him well done enough when he was grown up? Like, did he not get a fucking reward or treats from his parents when he made a valedictorian, you know? Was it never enough for him? I don't know. All I know is that Phil is just desperate for people to say good job and all that shit, you know what I mean? Even though he pretends he doesn't care. Christ, but there you go. So, jeez. So Phil's stream is awake, he's awake and he's online. And nobody really fucking cares. we have a couple of clips to go through, a couple of wee compilations to go through before we start bingo later on today. First up, we have the Start Bingo compilation from Friday. So a whole bunch of things happened. So the title of the compilation, Game Pig List, failing in the first boss of Death Stranding 2, and also Phil's air conditioner broke. So yeah, Phil's air conditioner just died, and Phil was not very happy with it whatsoever.
Now let's play the game! Oh my god!
I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
James Connor, who did a $5 super chat. Listen to this. This is absolutely hilarious. Remember when you only drank for Christmas? Yes, I remember when I only drank on stream for Christmas. That's correct.
I don't think I can hear this again. Oh god, I'm not, Jesus Christ. We have to. Some people actually missed us on Friday, so yeah, Phil had numbers are taking alcoholism. If you weren't here on Friday, brace yourself.
Now it's 2 to 3 times a week. No, it's not. Now it's 2 times a week max whenever I'm doing a driving game. You know, American Truck Sim, and now we've added Taxi Life, and each night I'm drinking 2 White Claws, okay? Your days off, that's not true. Not always drinking on my days off. I don't know where you got that impression.
I'm good at lying.
And every marathon. That is to some extent true. The amount that I drink during a marathon is determined by the amount of support I get. It's kind of a gimmick. You know, when you say you only used to drink on Christmas, you're right, but that's also because we didn't do marathons. Now, we do a marathon once a month, and it's a very special event, and people like it. So, if it's working, why wouldn't you keep doing it, right? That can't be good for a recovering alcoholic. Okay, allow me to explain something to you. There's no such thing as a recovering alcoholic, all right? When you're talking about someone who has told you about, like, you know, 7 years ago, I was overly drinking, and I was drinking almost all the time, every night, behind the scenes, awful stuff, mistreating my body, okay? Idiots say things like, well, if you're an alcoholic, you can never recover. Well, let me ask you a question. When you're an alcoholic, it means that you're completely dependent on the substance. Every day, you have an addiction, you want it, you crave it, you want it in your system, you feel better, you get those, what is it, endorphins or whatever when you actually drink, correct? And it's not just alcoholism, it's any substance abuse. For some people it's cigarettes, for some people it's weed, for some people it's other kinds of drugs, for some people it's eating actually, but it's an addiction, correct? If you're an alcoholic, it means that you rely on this every single day. It has to be part of your routine. It has to be something that you, like, you run back.
I mean, eating. Phil, people need to eat every day. It's called fucking just like fueling your fucking body. I get what Phil's fucking trying to say, but you know, it's kind of a strange thing. Human beings have a dependency on food because you fucking need it to survive and fucking refuel your fucking body. You can't really, but also there is also things like eating disorders as well. But I feel like that was a bad example. Trying to fucking portray like eating like food. Just saying food in general is a fucking very lazy way of fucking saying it. Some people have eating disorders whether it's fucking too much or too little.
Active, right? Okay. Usually when you think alcoholism, you think someone has it out of control. They can't stop, right? I will tell you, there were times in my life when this was absolutely the case. There was times during the 2000s, and there were times during the 2010s.
She's a big fucking bitch.
Now, speaking of cat, thank you very much for the super chat, the £5 super chat from Monkai666, who says Craig Ferguson recovering from alcoholism is a lifetime of vigilance, a thinking problem. Yeah, in his famous quote, I don't have a drinking problem. I could get one very easily if I wanted to. Yeah, exactly. There are some like monologues from Craig Ferguson that fucking there's some monologues that just fucking are really, they stand out to me. Like, you know, there's a small handful of them that I can easily go back to and watch and appreciate. And obviously him talking about his, you know, his alcoholism is definitely one of them up there. And I've shared that on the stream before. Also, he said monologues as well. Monologues of when his father passed away and his mother passed away, and he still you know, got on with his show and done a show for his audience and talked about his father, his memories passionately as well as his mother as well. Craig Ferguson's mother randomly fucking hung out with a Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, like what? I mean, bizarrely, like, it's as bizarre a notion as that is. Like, Craig Ferguson's mother got involved one time, like, in his like show, whatever, and like, his mother ended up going to a Wu-Tang Clan concert and hanging out with the band. Like, that sort of shit's bizarre. And apparently they kept in touch afterwards as well, you know what I mean? Like, I heard from fucking Witsy, his mother giving updates like shit. Oh, I heard from so-and-so, he's doing well. And all that crap, you know what I mean? It's just, that sort of shit's fucking bizarre to me, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying, like, when he gave his monologues, you know what I mean? It's like, it's you know, that's what I'm saying. But Craig Ferguson, very, it's like, it's good to also have people also talk, you know, obviously convey, you know, talking from the heart, you know, talking from their own experiences as well, and just, you know, it's that kind of passion for that shit as well. And yes, Craig Ferguson's sister voiced the Scottish scientist in Chicken Run, yeah. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, like, that's what I'm saying, talented family, you know. The two of them were involved in the entertainment and in the business. So there you go. But and as I said, Joe, Phil talking about alcoholism is always just fucking going to trigger me, just because obviously I know I have family that have suffered this. You know what I mean? And there's a good chance you guys have family as well, or friends or something, people you know. There's a good chance you know somebody that have suffered from this as well. You know what I mean? Phil just treats it lightly.
Was the case for me, where it was out of control, and I was acting in ways that I normally wouldn't because I was under the influence. It was actually hurting my lifestyle, my body, my relationships with people. Absolutely. I've told you this stuff, right?
What do I think helped improve my drinking? Gee, let's see. A million things. Actually wanting to not be passed out drunk and actually being able to wake up in the morning and enjoy life. Plus, also, you guys know I have a problem with an acid imbalance of uric acid in my body called gout, and drinking a ton can exacerbate that tremendously.
Also, so just to clarify, also, because YouTube's still broken, by the way, with the notifications. This was Dreaded End. This super chat was from Dreaded End, but because YouTube doesn't want to show usernames, and they're going to instead show YouTube handles, so Monkai was Dreaded End. Just for full clarification. So cheers for letting me know that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll do my best. If I recognise who it is, obviously I'll try my best to kind of use a username instead of like instead of just the YouTube the @ name, you know. But sometimes it's hard to tell sometimes just because of a wee small profile picture I'm seeing.
So that was another reason why I had to dramatically cut down on the amount that I'm drinking. So there you go. Many reasons.
But what's hilarious about this is that people say, oh my God, wait a minute, but you were an alcoholic, you're drinking? Yes, because in life, it's not absolutes. Do you get it? In life, it's about moderation and doing things responsibly. Maybe in the past, I admit, I've had substance abuse issues with alcohol. I've told you all about it publicly. I've admitted it. It's been something intimate that I've opened up about, right? That doesn't mean that today, if I drink 2 White Claws on a driving stream and I get a little bit of a buzz and we're having fun, that now I've become an alcoholic. If you think that, you're actually a fucking retard, all right? I want you to understand that. If you actually think that because someone who had problems in the past is having 1 or 2 casual drinks in a controlled, responsible environment and having fun with an audience, that they're an alcoholic, you're actually a fucking moron. And no one can help you because you actually think life is black and white. It's either you're an alcoholic or you are fucking teetotaler, straight edge. That's not how life works, okay? So when you send me a super chat like that and you say one of the most dumb fucking things I've ever heard, I laugh at how dumb and ignorant you are, all right? I'm an responsible adult. I'm not drinking and then driving. I'm not drinking myself into a stupor every night and acting a fool.
Well, you weren't drinking and driving either when you were younger. And you were fucking passing out drunk from too much alcohol consumption. As far as we're aware anyway. But you still had a problem back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, Phil... It is... No. Like... It's just like, I don't know why we're fucking... Obviously, let's be real here. Phil has never been an alcoholic. You know what I mean? So, why are we pretending he was one? And I think even he's getting fed up pretending he was one when he gets super chats to try and deal with.
Cool, okay? What you're saying doesn't exist. A responsible adult has the ability to have a drink or two every once in a while and have fun. particularly if it's enhancing the experience of a stream. You guys said me doing this when I'm doing the driving streams is kind of fun because I get buzzed and, you know, we have fun conversation. It actually makes the driving more difficult, and you can see, you know, having, you know, fender benders and stuff in the games. It's funny, right?
Thank God I got alcohol here to fucking make it more fun for you guys, eh? Bingo wouldn't be as fun if I didn't have some fucking massive bottle of Smirnoff Ice here to fucking chug down.
So, could you be dumber? No, I don't think so. I actually think that if you think that because I have a couple drinks on driving streams that I'm an alcoholic, you're actually a fucking idiot.
I do drink though, occasionally. And quite frankly, maybe tonight is occasion for a drink.
And you actually need help. You need help. Not me. You're the one who needs fucking help. Okay? Now, marathons, like I said, definitely...
Okay, I'm going to put one pause on it because Phil is going live right now apparently. So yeah, he's fucking going live. He's pressed the button to go live. There we go. So fucking hurry for that. The bad man's going live. God help us all. Yeah, it's such a long intro. I mean, really, it's such a... Fuck, I'm just going to put it on pause there. Fuck it. Who cares? I mean, but I'm kind of curious though. I'm kind of curious to see, is he wearing the black begging shirt 3 times in a row?
Oh my dog! What's up?
Thank you very much to Ira for the super chat. It says, can we call this the boss man Phil? Oh, could very well do. Aye, he went down a fucking dark route and all with a fucking drink, didn't he? Aye, Jesus. So we might be able to possibly do that. Oh, it's not the black begging shirt. Although I does seem very surprised as he is. Even though he set his stream to start at this time and pressed the button to transition over to this camera, he still looks extremely shocked that there's people watching him live. So that's Phil for today. In case you guys wanted to see what Phil's like today, there you go. There's a wee preview of what Phil's like today. Fucking hooray for that.
Definitely interesting. Because sometimes I end up drinking way too much, I admit. And other times, there's almost nothing. It really depends on levels of support and stuff. Alright? So, and you know, that's directly dependent on stuff. And I told you guys during marathons, I have to pace myself. I will not go crazy and drink way too much. That did.
No, it's actually. Has he changed the background yet? He has not changed the background yet, unless you count this. Yeah, this is actually. I guess this is the change. So this is his big massive change to the background. He swapped out the Pac-Man light for, was this a Blastoise plushie? Have I got my Pokemon right? And he swapped out the microphone for... Is this just a... Wait. It's just his headphones sitting there randomly behind him that he occasionally uses. So he made 2 slight changes and that was like a full day's effort or something. Oh, it's not a Pokemon, it's a blue shell Mario Kart. Oh god, I was crying. Oh god, I am. Oh god, that's embarrassing. I guess I need to brush up on my nerd stuff to fucking know what I seen that blue shell and I thought it was some sort of Pokemon shit there. Nah, it's a goddamn blue shell from Mario Kart. I guess it makes more sense with Phil playing Mario Kart lately. It's like $25 at GameStop. Well, fucking. There's more dent money well spent on very needed purchase for the fucking office, I guess. Fucking hell. Anyway, let's get on with the fucking compilation from Friday.
Did happen during my birthday marathon because I didn't understand how strong that moonshine was. Oh god. I legit drank too much and I got sick, right? That next day I couldn't even come to stream on time. That's a situation where, yeah, things got out of hand. I adjusted. If you haven't noticed, that hasn't happened. Again, you know, I'm not really doing that stuff anymore. I'm probably not going to be drinking moonshine. That's crazy. It's too strong, right? So... yeah, it's that simple. It's not a big deal. Idiots making shit up like, oh, you drink every time on your day off. No, I don't.
Fuck you. You're a liar.
How would you even fucking know that? Are you in my house staring at me? Do you have fucking security cameras watching my behavior? What are you talking about? Because you live in a detractor world and you're an obsessed lunatic doesn't mean you know anything about me. You're a fucking idiot. So thanks for the $5, you complete fucking moron. I hope you've now been publicly humiliated enough.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin. Yes. Gin is great. There's someone here who did a giant super chat, $50. But I just want their name is Kill Yourself, all right? So Kill Yourself, I'm just gonna say this. You should change your name. It's a pretty messed up name. Pretty offensive name. You're the biggest hypocrite on the planet. It's not exactly kosher in 2025. A lot of people will read that name and be like, what the hell? I'm not even gonna put your name on my leaderboard. Sorry, I'm not gonna do it. All right. So thank you for a $50 contribution, a $50 super chat. But I'm not stupid. I'm not going to put that name on the leaderboard. It's more like bait than anything else. Oh, look, streamer put kill yourself on his stream. I'm not doing it. People will say, Phil's a hypocrite. And Phil he's not self-aware.
And here's the funniest part about all of it that I really find funny, all right? My haters are so jealous and so upset. They actually believe these are all fake contributions.
I mean, any random anonymous ones that come out of nowhere to save you from, missing a goal being hit, they're quite suspicious, Phil. For sure, I think you've fabricated contributions to fucking save face multiple times. But Phil, even if you're given $10,000 by one random let's just say Jade fucking finally passes on. I'm not hoping for it to happen, but imagine Jade passes on and he leaves Phil $10,000 in his like fucking will or something. You think Phil's not going to beg the following day? If Phil gets 10 grand from a dent, the following day that money's all gone and he's going to go back to fucking begging people again for money.
I want you to think about that. They actually think that this is all fake. He lies about it every day. How could I possibly lie? What are you talking about? What did I lie about right now?
I mean, Phil, every single tip that comes in is basically relying on you being honest with your audience. So any tips is suspicious as hell because it means we've got to fucking take a leap of faith and trust you. Also, any super chats that show up, we can see super chats, we can see kick sub bombs, not shit, but and member bombs on YouTube. But tips though are completely reliant on Phil being honest and transparent with his audience. So naturally, we're going to be suspicious anytime a random whale-merry tip comes out the blue as an anonymous source, and Phil doesn't seem that excited or enthusiastic about it.
For chats that came in, the gifted subs that you can see, the only thing I could even lie about is tips. I have literally not once ever in this entire run of me making content on the internet, I have never faked a contribution.
Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
I had to lie about things because I had to protect my ego.
Why would I lie?
I imagine it's like breathing for you.
Not a single time. Every single contribution is real. But they can't handle that. So they have to cope and seethe about how it's all from one person. And, it's not a business model that works. 17 years, still here, actually doing better today than I ever have been doing before. Yeah, it works. You're just a dummy. Maybe if you stopped sitting around being a miserable wretch and you actually did something productive for yourself, you'd be in a better position. You wouldn't, instead of being jealous of my success,
But remember, it doesn't care what we've got to fucking say about him. It ignores all the white noise that the detractors are making. It doesn't let it get to him. It doesn't bother him anymore, guys.
You better take the taste on your lips, I want it all. A toxic.
Shut up, bitch!
Under. You know that you're toxic. Ow. Taste on your
Shut the fuck up! Make the bad man stop.
Unleash the beast.
Fuck you, Phil!
How the fuck do I mute this stupid mic?
I have just broken.
I have no idea.
It's making crazy noises right now. Holy shit, hold on. That's not good. My air conditioner just live broke on the stream. It was really loud, like grinding metal sound. So it busted. The thing is, the fan still works, but this means my office is going to heat up tremendously. So I've got to order an air conditioner right now.
Who fucking cares?
The next day or two, because it's supposed to be really hot on Sunday and Monday. It's not good. All right, guys. So give me a second. I'm going to run out of here and see what I can do. I'll be right back. Let's try one more time, but I know this thing, I should not turn it on. It's making so much crazy noise. Let's try one more time, just for fun. Let me be clear. Now, but this is 21 years that I had stuff stolen straight out. I will not be doing that. That was awful. I will not be turning that on again. Let's make sure it's off. Did you hear that?
Who fucking
Yo,
cares?
it was so loud.
Yes, actually, all my bills get paid by my viewers. Duh. That's how it works.
That's ugly. Do I shoot it now or have to wait for the mouth to open? What the hell? What's going on?
Ah, God, it's Cat.
That's stupid. The dodge is awful. It's slow and funky and doesn't work. I couldn't even move. It wouldn't let me. It is cumbersome. It's incredibly cumbersome. The problem is every time you get hit, you lose all your items. I couldn't move. He swung instead of dodging. This is stupid. Wow. First boss, huh? Incredibly dumb, boring boss fight.
Boss.
Phil's the one that wanted more action. Well, he's got it, and he can't handle it.
Boss.
Continue on.
Boss.
Imagine the battle has been fought and move on with the story. Note that where this takes you, the battle may not be completely over. You'll not receive a normal evaluation. So wait, you can artificially skip parts of the game?
Isn't that handy for you, you talentless fuck?
Oh my god, he's drinking wheelchair donations.
You can pretend you won and the game will cheat and it will pass the fight you're in. Well, that's an interesting mechanic. To make the fight better, all they should have done is stocked you with the items you needed first, rather than forcing you to grab items during the fight. Right? Because you know he screwed up. That's why he added those guys throwing you the items during the fight. Because without that, you literally couldn't win the fight. So it's very... Let me put it this way. The boss isn't bad. It's just... It could have been done so much better if you just stocked up before the fight. Imagine if you had 2 or 3 assault rifles.
Well, it's the first boss fight of the game, and you fucking struggle to it so much the game will try to tell you to just fucking pretend you fucking won.
15 grenades. You go into the fight, okay, what do I do? Even if you die once or twice, okay, I get it now. You shoot him, he gets stunned, you throw the grenades in his mouth, and then you dodge. That's the fight. Instead, you have no clue what you're doing going into the fight. You've never even done anything like this before. They don't give you the items you need to win the fight. So now you're trying to figure out how to maneuver, how to do everything all at once. You have to get items that are tossed to you from phantoms. If you don't, you can't win the fight. And the dodging does suck and is cumbersome. And the fact that you're dropping all the items sucks too. So it's actually really annoying. That could have been much better if done differently and executed differently. It's not a bad fight, it's just not fun to play through. Now the thing is, now that you've done it, right? Now you kind of understand how the future fights will go. And you'll probably be stocked up. That fight they threw you into without having nothing.
You have done that yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to vivid. I need journalism difficulty. Today, I'm actually going to do a Death Stranding 2 first impressions video.
Who fucking cares?
Later on, explaining all my first impressions of this game. Now that we have gotten around roughly 6 hours in to the gameplay of it. So that'll be coming tonight if anyone's interested in my first impressions. I'll probably film that after the Friday Night Fight stream, okay? So it's time for a break, time for me to upload. When I come back tonight, it is Friday Night Fights.
Who fucking cares?
I don't have enough money. Oh, I need more money. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it.
Not as much as I fucking love it. Good stuff indeed. I was going to watch a video, so Mighty D made a video as well. they're comparing Phil's personality, fighting his colleagues, his friends, whatever, in these fighting games compared to Rando's. He made a 10-minute compilation, but I don't think we have time, to be honest. I don't think we have time because we're going to fall behind with DSP, you know, so I think we need to put that on hold, at least for now. If we have time, maybe we can watch it tomorrow, you know what I mean? So yeah, my D made his compilation, pretty good compilation, but we already have tons of speed up juice, that's the thing though, we already have plenty of speed up juice on standby. You know, in reserve. So if I press pause there, oh, hold on, this should update, hopefully. I think I'm behind live DSP by about fucking 10 minutes already as it is. But yeah, let's see, fuck it. Guys, let's pick a bingo number. Let's just play some fucking bingo. And all that jazz. So to play bingo today and pick today's bingo card, read a bingo number. So the very first number in chat I see will be the one I use for today's bingo card. So whoever is going to be first past the post and give a number for bingo, make sure it's a good one. The very first number in chat I saw was from Renan Lemire. It says 1244, so we'll go for that indeed and type it in there, hit enter. This is today's bingo card we have for today's show. We need Phil to say and do the following. We need Phil to say addition. You see, what the fuck are you talking about? But I will accept what are you talking about as well. What are you talking about is also acceptable. Him giving a good old turbo nose when he goes, no, and him saying allow me to explain. The second row is Phil saying interactive, him discussing drama in some capacity, him saying business, him giving a thumbs up, and him saying tips. The third row is Phil discussing politics in some manner, him being all toxic, him saying DSP tries it, people saying and feedback. The fourth row is Phil repeating the same point constantly, him using the hateful slurs, him saying schedule, hilarious, and percent. The fifth and final row is Phil saying you guys, him butchering a word, him saying what I mean by that is, idiot, and finally, voted. So there we go, good stuff indeed. That's today's bingo card we have for today's show. Now, you guys know the drill by now, you know. Aim in the game is to try and get 25 out of 25 on a bingo card you see before you're on the screen. However, there's a variety of ways you can get free spaces to help us on our way to get a full house bingo card. For example, if Phil burps, snorts or sips 10 times before he starts recording very shitey gameplay, that gives us all a free space. For every 6 minutes and 40 seconds that Phil begs, that also gives us a free space. For every 5 new or regional members we have to our bingo streams, that too gives us a free space. And we have 2 so far, so just 3 more away. We're going to have free space for that. And finally, if we get 50 likes on his bingo stream before we finish playing bingo, that is 1 free space. 75 likes is 2 free spaces. And 100 likes not only gives us free spaces, but you guys also get to enjoy the Bubbles animation made by the supremely talented Pixar Animations to celebrate the 100 likes on the stream. Plus, if Jade shows up and Phil says hi to Jade, we get a free space for that as well. So you guys are in full control. Some reason get free spaces, but the rest of it is controlled by Phil and his bizarre body functions, as well as him begging like the little bitch that he is. So there we go, good stuff indeed. There's some more things to go through, of course, but I'm going to let Phil explain some of it for me.
Well, hello everyone, Phil Burnell here, letting you know about King Jad's Bingo and Marbles gameplay on YouTube. Now, you need to leave a post in the community tab to enter, and that's it. A lucky winner will be picked by playing Marbles at the end of the month. It is just that easy. Any mouth-drooling idiot can do it.
Thank you, Phil, you bug-eyed piece of shit, for pig-splaining that out all for us to understand. Rain's asking for drama. Does it have to be addressing drama or saying the word drama? It's addressing drama. Anything with the asterisks around the word is basically him doing the action, if that makes sense. So, for example, he doesn't need to say thumbs up. If he gives a thumbs up, that's the action. You know what I mean? Turbo nose is obviously just him doing no. That's him doing turbo nose. Him butchering a word is just him getting a word wrong. So yeah, asterisks usually imply it's an action rather than him having to say what you're seeing on that square, if that makes sense. So there we go. Fantastic stuff indeed. Now, this is the penultimate bingo stream for the month of June. Although tomorrow is the final bingo stream for June. After bingo is all said and done tomorrow, we're going to have a marble race to determine who gets to win half of that bingo prize fund. That bingo prize fund is made up of a variety of different things. For example, every time we get a full house bingo, we add $10 to the bingo prize fund. On top of that, every Friday we try and complete 3 very challenging marble maps after bingo's all said and done to see if we can add any more bingo prize fund money to that bingo prize fund. And for every course we completed, it adds $10. A quarter of the money I make on YouTube every single month goes towards a bingo prize fund as well, so the more support I get, the more that bingo prize fund goes up. And finally, 100% of tips I get, 100% of tips I get, no matter how big or small that tip is, it goes directly towards that bingo prize fund. So any tips that come in, no matter how big or small, it all goes directly towards that fund as well. So that's how the bingo prize fund is made up, if you guys weren't aware. As the bad AI Phil explained, if you want a chance of winning half that bingo prize fund, you've got to make sure you have your own marble locked and secured by commenting on that community post. If you cannot find that community post, then if you're in a chat right now, type in !marbles and you'll be provided with a link to the community post so you can get your fucking marble added. Good stuff indeed. I think we have 171 marbles so far. There's all room for that to grow. Having said that, I'm thinking about resetting it. I'm not sure. I haven't had to do it yet. This will be like the 6th month we've had that community post going, and I was originally contemplating refreshing the list, but I don't think I have to. I might just keep the list going for the rest of the year, and then try and update and refresh the list again at the end of the year. I don't know, because the original plan was just refreshing the list every 6 months or whatever, but I feel like that's not necessary right now, you know what I mean? Because every time I've won bingo, and somebody's won bingo, it's been easy enough to get in touch with them and contact them and hear from them and make sure they get the winnings, you know what I mean? So in the past it was a bit weird because sometimes people won bingo and they weren't around anymore, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? But I've not had that issue yet so far, so I think we'll keep the list going as is. So don't, feel free to comment in that community post. If you've not yet done it, make sure you do it before tomorrow's bingo is finished, because that'll be our final chance, of course, to get your marble locked in before we decide who gets to win half that bingo prize fund. But I've gone through all the points and I've covered all the bases. The only thing left me to do here really is just to press the random Scottish soundboard button to send us off into battle once more.
Shut your hole.
And on that note, at time bingo. Good luck everybody, here we fucking go.
Morning. How is everyone today? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to a brand new month of content. I am aware that it's still the end of June, but for me, this is when I kind of refresh everything, we rejuvenate, we reset, we get ready for a full summertime blast of tropical action here on DSP Gaming, and today's no exception. Today I'll be talking to you, about my day off and everything that went down, the chaos that was Friday, because Friday did not go according to plan whatsoever, and more. We're going to get a good preview of this coming week. I'm very, very excited for this week because not only do we have continuing and fun playthroughs, chill vibes, additions to ongoing stuff, but also, in Investance Day is this coming Friday. And it can't get here soon enough. Got some plans lined up for it. And so, I hope that you're ready for the fun. Sit back and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a week-starting Summertime Vibes episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Who the fuck cares? Let's fucking skip past this shitey, crappy intro. There we fucking go. Guys, we have 50 likes. Apparently that's our first free space of the game. We have one free space secured already because you guys have given us 50 likes. Thank you very much indeed. Remember, 75 likes because there's another free space, so feel free to keep smashing that like button, because the more likes we get, the better our chances are of getting more free spaces to help us on our way to a full house bingo card.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today is Sunday, the 29th of June, 2025. I'm DSP, and this is the Level 1 Podcast, starting up a fresh new week of content here on the channel, and summertime fun as we now head into full-on summer vibes. That's right. Continuing playthroughs such as Death Stranding 2, ending playthroughs like Blueprints, and starting up new playthroughs like Grand Theft Auto 4, now with many, many mods on PC. But in addition, all of the chill late-night streams that we've been doing, including American Truck Simulator, Mario Kart World, Minecraft, and...
Oh my dog! What's up?
Thank you very much to Ira for the $5 super chat, who has warned us here. I'm from the future. Phil will anger every HVAC installer in existence. Is that to do with air conditioner? Is that like a acronym for like people who install air conditioning units in their home? Aye, you gotta bear in mind I'm from the UK, so it's unusual to have that sort of thing in our homes in the UK. If we get too hot in our homes, which are designed for fucking retaining heat, we just fucking buy fans. I don't mean dentists to fucking throw us money, I mean, room fans, you know what I mean? Like, if I can put the corner room, fucking turn on to like full blast, just to fucking blast warm air in your general direction. So yeah, HVAC, so HVAC is heating, venting, air conditioning, so there we go. So Phil's gonna piss off HVAC installers, that's gonna be great. So I imagine that Phil, part of Phil's day off was probably having somebody coming. I don't know. Well, fuck it. I assume he's replaced his air conditioning unit already. I guess we'll wait and see. We'll find out. Okay, let's go and see.
Street Fighter, yeah, Capcom versus SNK 2. All of that stuff continuing on and culminating at the end of this week, celebrating our national independence here in the United States, but also into Vestance as the Vests and Hats return for a one-day only marathon event on Friday. I can't wait. It's going to be a great week. Like, this is actually a really good week of content stacked here, and I hope that you guys are ready. All right, so before we get to anything new, before we preview the week, I think we got to talk about the crazy day that Friday was, because I've had some time to sit back and think about it. The craziness that happened. If you're not aware,
I thought your air conditioner broke. That's it. Like nothing else of importance or significance happened apart from the fact that your fucking aircon unit in your fucking busted ass wee tiny fucking room broke. You're fucking pretending like some sort of bizarre fucking, oh my god, aliens came down to fucking Earth and I fucking shook their hand or leader and they said they really enjoyed my content. No, like just your aircon broke. That's the story. And then you're gonna fucking buy a new one. Wow, what a story. I fucking can't wait for that fucking movie to be made about that fucking experience.
So, on Friday, I was doing a normal stream of Death Stranding 2. Okay? And, you know, we were actually the second stream, so this is
how devoid of anything interesting. So, as I want you to just bear in mind, when this sort of thing happens to anyone else this happens to, it's a minor inconvenience and it's not much of a fucking talking point. I was like, ah, shit. The aircon broke. Well, if I can't fix it, I'll need a new one. Ah, well. And they'll just fucking continue doing their content and they won't bore the fucking audience with the fucking minutiae of details about it. But for Phil, it is like the most interesting thing that happened to him in the entire week last week. Like, this is the one big massive talking point he's got to share with his audience. This is what's going to fucking pad out a lot of the fucking podcast today. Phil has content for the podcast because he can talk about the fucking aircon unit and fucking regale us all on a story. And oh my god, remember when my aircon broke? I was sweating it out for you guys. I was suffering, I was struggling so much. Thankfully you guys killed me down with all the dollar bills you gave me that I fanned myself down with.
Big one where you're gonna have a big first boss fight. You're fighting the BTs, which are the enemies of the game. So we're getting more into the actual gameplay loop of what the game will be, rather than just the deliveries, which is primarily what the first stream was. And as I'm playing, right as we're getting to the point where you're coming out of the safe room and you're gonna prepare for what is probably gonna be a big boss fight, I heard the most blood-curdling, crunching, cranking, cracking metal on glass on you couldn't tell what it was. Crazy loud sound right here in my office, okay? And I'm like, what in the hell? At first, I had no idea what it was because it was so loud. It scared me. You'll see if you watch the videos from Friday. The end of that first video, which I think is part 4 of Death Stranding 2. You see, all of a sudden, I'm right here, and all of a sudden, I start looking over like, what the hell is that? Because I thought someone broke my window.
For God's what? Oh my god. Natural victim mentality right there. His first instinct was, the tractors have found me, I'm under attack. Heaven's smashing my window. Oh my god, I was going to just yell downstairs. Cat, it's a code black. The detractors have found me. On the popo. Oh my, hold on, 2 seconds. I need to go to DSP Gaming's channel because there's just it's too much. There is some thumbnail material here for us to enjoy. I can't always rely on AI thumbnails, you know, so...
Launching at...
Shut up, your dick. Hold on, so it's rewind. So people wanted me to get a thumbnail right at the very start of the show, like as soon as his camera went live, you know. So people wanted me to get this one. Hold on, 2 seconds. Let's just go like full screen here. Let's fucking get Phil's chats shrunk. So if for people that enjoy the thumbnail hunting and you know, but enjoy the next couple of minutes. If you don't enjoy the thumbnail hunting, I do apologise. This is Raw Phil. This is not Raw Phil's channel. This is DSP Gaming's channel. We're on DSP Gaming, and people said the very first frames of this was meaningful and robust, and so he starts off with a straight face, and then it's like, oh my god, the camera's been on the whole time, huh? Fucking wank. So, yeah. So let's make sure we're in 1440p, get the fucking quality fucking cranked up to the 9s there. Oh yeah, fuck it, we'll get a screenshot of this. So I'm gonna get 2 separate little screenshots here, okay, for potential thumbnails. This is one of them. And the second one I'm gonna get is something that just happened on from from this one. You just made a fucking strange face on that one, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So first of all, this one, there we go, good, that was nice and simple, straightforward. I'll throw that in the memo Discord. Members can enjoy that to their heart's content. Good stuff indeed. So that's an amount recorded right now for all to enjoy. So the second one I want to find, I am behind live DSP by about 22 minutes or so. So if I go to like the 22 minute mark here, was it here? 2 seconds, let's try and find this.
Odd that I have these curtains in place.
I don't care about your curtains. Fuck your curtains. Let's go back a wee bit more, hold on.
Enemies of the game. So we're getting more into the actual gameplay loop of what the game will be, rather than just the delivery.
Shut up, 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 shut up.
And as I'm playing, right as we're getting to the point where you're coming
blah,
the
blah,
most blood-curdling,
blah, blah, blah,
crazy
blah.
loud sound right here in my office, okay?
Wait for it.
And I'm like, what in the hell? At first, I had no idea what it was.
Who cares?
Part 4 of Death Stranding 2. You see, all of a sudden, I'm right here, and all of a sudden, I start looking over like...
Okay, hold on. There we go. This is the face I was talking about, okay? Do we go with that? Hold on. I'm just trying, which frame would be best here? Maybe that one. I think this one might be the winning frame here. Yeah, hold on. I think we're going to go with this one. I don't know about you guys, but I think this might be the winner right here. So hold on. This is the face you make when you think somebody's fucking tanning in your fucking windies, apparently. Remember, Phil thought at first somebody was fucking smashing his windies in. And this is the face you make when you think you're under attack by mentally ill detractors throwing things at your window. This is his I'm under attack face, apparently. There we go. Good stuff indeed. So of course I'll throw that in the members code as well, and the members can have fun with that if they so choose to do so. So now, let's get back to bingo. Let's resume our normal content and get back to the bingo.
That's how loud it was. It sounded like I thought someone had thrown something at my front window of my house and broke the glass. So here I am thinking, oh my god, thank god that I have these curtains in place, because if I didn't, you know, glass...
Oh god.
Squeaky Wheels Jade tipped £1. Squeak 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 Daddy Philip, if the detractors break my window and come after me, how much WD-40 will I need to squeak my way to safety?
Jesus! Get the fuck out of here!
How much WD-40 will you need to squeak your way out of safety? Jade, if you're okay, squeak your wheel. We'll just fucking hear these wee squeaks. Okay, he's alright then, fuck. Oh, poor... You know, if anyone's gonna smash your windies in, Jade, I'm gonna have to warn you. Phil won't care. You know, Phil won't care. You know, he'll hope you get out of it. You know what I mean? But he's not gonna fucking lift a finger to fucking, you know, help you out in your fucking time of need from having your windies tanned in. You know, it's just the way it is. You know.
And broke the glass. So here I am thinking, oh my god, thank god that I have these curtains in place, because if I didn't, you know, glass shards might have come through or something. Who even knows what's going on? So, come to find out, it was my air conditioner, all right? Now, I have a lot more information on this now because during my day off, I unhooked it, investigated, and I have a replacement. But it was just so crazy because the sound was so loud. You were like, how could it be the air conditioner? So I turned off the air conditioner, all right? And then when I turned it back on, I just kept hearing cracking, like loud. I was like, oh my god, it sounded like the motor in the air conditioner was going to explode. So I turned it off and said, man, I guess for the rest of the day, I just got to tough it out. And I did, and it was warm. Like, it was, I like to keep it nice around 75 in here during the day when I'm streaming. But, you know, with no air conditioner, the temperature spikes. So it went from 75 up to 78 up to 82 on that first stream. By the night stream of CVS2, Capcom vs. SNK 2 for Friday Night Fights, it was 87 degrees in here all night. So I was sweating it out, but I said, you know, I'm going to end the week. I'm not going to
Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
cancel the streams. We're going to tough through it. I'm glad I did because, man, there was some really good stuff that happened on stream, which we'll talk about in a little bit. That Friday Night Fights was one of the best Friday Night Fights I've ever done in the history of me doing fighting games on Fridays. It actually was great high-level gameplay, so we'll chat about that in a minute here. Basically, I had no air conditioner all day. Now, here's the thing. That air conditioner, it's an indoor air conditioner. It's not one of the ones that you put in your window because this window is one of the side slider windows. You can't put a normal window air conditioner into the window here. It's just not possible. In fact, all of our windows are side sliders. We have no up-down windows in the house, so all the air conditioners have to be the freestanding, rolling around your house style, okay? So, 11 freaking years I've had that thing. And the funny part is some people are like, well, why don't you have central air? Because I live in Washington State. And it wasn't until recently that our climate changed to have hot summers. When I moved out here, I was told we're actually just starting to get hot summers. It didn't used to be like this. Like summertime here used to be like 70, 80 degrees tops, which is not that hot. You know?
I mean, Phil, right now it's 71 degrees. It's still that. So, God's sake. Phil has crammed himself in a tiny room full of electronics that are always on. So naturally it's going to get a lot hotter in there because it's a small wee room with a bunch of electronics that are always on because it is convenient for him to keep everything on at one time so he doesn't have to reset anything. So, like, he literally creates his own problems. The temperature isn't like fucking late June, it's almost July in Seattle. And for him right now, when it's almost high noon, it is 71.7 degrees Fahrenheit for him, which is the temperature it usually always is anyway, in Seattle. It's only so bloody hot because he's crammed himself in a tiny room full of electronics that are always on.
If you're someone who doesn't use degrees Fahrenheit, I know there's a conversion there. You'd be like, oh, that sounds insanely hot. It's 70 to 80 degrees is typically warm weather with the sun out, you know, around this time of year. But all of a sudden, when I moved out here 11 years ago, I was told, oh, now we're starting to get like a month of the year that's like 90 to 100 degrees, which is not like how it used to be. So what happened is when all these homes out here were built, they weren't built with central air. They were just built with a very basic vent system that does heat, but doesn't do air conditioning. So no one has air conditioning. I'm not kidding. No one has it. And when I first moved in 11 years ago, it was so hot that first summer for like a month, I had a guy come in and look at the system. And he said, yeah, basically the way these homes are designed out here, they're not set up for central air. You would have to redo the entire duct working in the house. Because he's like, right now, if we were to install a big central air conditioner for you out back, only your bottom floor would be cool. None of the air would get upstairs because this is not designed for it. They would have to rip everything out, put in new ductwork, and then finally it would work. And I mean, this was 11 years ago. The guy said that would probably cost you between $13,000 to $16,000. That was 11 years ago. Now, with the past decade of inflation, how much you want to bet it would be like 25?
Oh, now inflation's a thing. All of a sudden, now Phil is worried about inflation. He wasn't worried about inflation when it came to trying to ask for money from his dumbass dentist, but when it comes to him trying to spend money on fucking shit on his home, yeah, all of a sudden inflation's a big fucking deal. You're gonna fucking write it, you really fucking couldn't. Phil, maybe you fucking should have done more due diligence when you're fucking deciding what home to fucking purchase when you're moving across the country. It looks like you didn't fucking do enough homework and didn't ask enough questions when you were looking at this home before deciding to fucking say, okay, this is a home for us. For you and Leanna, I mean.
To $30,000, right? So who can afford that? I don't have $30,000 just sitting around for a rainy day. You know what I mean? So instead, I have to have these indoor air conditioners. So that first year, I bought one indoor air conditioner that I put in this room, and that served me for over a decade. Over the years, I bought more. I have a large AC unit. We have that over in the bedroom, and I have a third AC unit that I have across the hall. So we have two here blowing cold air down the hallway with a system of fans. Yes, we have all these standing fans that blow the cold air down the hall. Then we have the big air conditioner on the other side blowing through into the hall into another big fan, and all of that blows the cool air downstairs. It actually works. It took a while to figure out this system, but it actually works nicely, and even on hot days now, downstairs is still pretty cool. So even though we don't have central air, we're all right. But this thing breaking like this scared the living crap out of me, of course, because the noise. And, you know, I'll be honest, 11 years is a long time. That air conditioner already had problems. For example, sometimes it would vibrate so much, I had to put my heavy-ass Xbox One console, you know, the one I used to use for content, I put it back in its box, and I would put that giant heavy box on top of it to hold it in place so it wouldn't, like, vibrate around and shit.
I have a question to ask you guys, because I'm not entirely sure whether I should take it or not yet.
Oh my god, what's up?
But before I ask a question, thank you very much to Nathan Ronan for the super chat, $2 super chat. It says, he's made enough money to put in central air. He really has. He's made enough money to buy a new fucking home and downsize and fucking have more things he needs compared to what he's currently got. But he's just fucking irresponsible to not fucking save and manage and handle his fucking money because that's what makes him a fucking lol cow. But here's a question I'm going to ask you guys. Thank you again, Nathan Ronan for the super chat, but here's a question I'm going to ask you guys. He brought up inflation. Is that a political talk, do you think? Is that enough to tick off politics square? Because inflation is essentially caused by... politics is a huge part of that. You know what I'm saying? Inflation's kind of usually decided by government policies and... Yeah, so I think we can tick off politics. Yeah, everyone's saying yes, so yeah.
Burger.
Him bringing up inflation is definitely politics talk, because it is also caused by fucking... I mean, yes, it's technically economic talk, but it is... something which is decided by politics. Politics is a huge factor in it. You know, I can kind of understand where you're coming from as well, but say it's an economic thing, but inflation is primarily something which a lot of... politics is massively influence. It's a massive influence, politics, you know, when it comes to things like inflation. I'm keeping it ticked. I think we keep it ticked. But yeah.
Okay? In addition, the thing was really smelly. Like, when I started turning it on this year, I was like, oh, God.
Of course it's really smelly. It's in your fucking, in your room. You're in it. You caused the smell. Like, where do you think the smell came from, Phil?
God, why does it smell so bad? I mean, it's old. It's full of dust and dirt and pollen, and there's nothing you can do about that. How are you going to air clean it, right? Like, what am I going to do? Take it outside and blast it? I can't. It's too heavy. So you get to a point where it's like, you know, it's time to retire it.
Take it outside and blast it. So anyway, I started blasting. Fuck off. You can't even want it down the stairs anyway because we need no arms.
Probably once a decade is a good idea to retire an air conditioner and get a new one. So I did, but the one that I had to get, because I needed it right away. In fact, today, it's going to be in the 80s outside. Tomorrow and Tuesday, it's actually supposed to be hot, like summertime hot here. So I knew I needed a new air conditioner right away. And the only ones that could be delivered right away were not like tried and true American brands. Like, one of the air conditioners I have is a Honeywell, and the other one I have is a Black & Decker. All right, those are American brands. I had to get...
Black & Decker? They make fucking drills. Why they didn't fucking try and make fucking air conditioning fucking units? Get fucking stay in your lane, Black & Decker. Just make some fucking drills.
A Chinese brand off...
Oh, for God's sake, here we go. Racist side spell incoming.
All right, those are American brands. I had to get a Chinese brand off of Amazon that I have no idea if I can trust it or not, to be frank. So, we'll see. So far, it's nice, but it definitely works differently than my other one. Basically, here's how it works. You set it to a temperature you want. So I have it set it to 75 degrees. When it goes above 75, it turns on. It cools the room. But once it hits 75, it just turns right off. Completely. Like, the fan won't even stay on. And I was like, the fan won't stay on? No. It just either, when you have it on cooling mode, it's either on cooling the room or completely off.
Poor Phil cannot... He doesn't have any reliable fans anywhere. Not all I see, not Jade, not even the one in his room. All Phil wants is a reliable fan to keep him cool and give him thousands of dollars every day.
Doesn't stay on fan. Now I can just turn it on fan, but then there's no cold coming out of it. Turn it on fan, but then there's no cold coming out.
That's not me, that's Raw Phil. In case people are wondering what's going on here, this is on Raw Phil's end, okay? I'll rewind it, but yeah, this is on Raw Phil's end.
Fan. Now I can just turn it on fan, but then there's no cold coming out of it. Turn it on fan, but then there's no cold coming out of it. So I guess it's different from the other one. I guess we'll see. I don't know. So far it's nice. And by the way, I will say this. The old one was heavy as shit. All right, even though it was supposed to be portable, it was always heavy as shit. I remember getting it into this office was a pain in the ass because it was so heavy trying to get it up the stairs and everything. And yesterday getting it downstairs, wow. I have a hand cart and a whole bunch of bungee cables, thankfully, because if I didn't, that thing would have never gotten downstairs.
Well, you are pathetically weak, and we will not stop ridiculing you for being such a fucking noodle-armed, weak-ass buster. You even left bro.
Weighs a ton. So here I am, with a handcart and bungee cables trying to get it down the stairs slowly. Without...
Do you think Phil hasn't had a proper honeymoon yet because he can't carry cat over the threshold without a handcart and bungee cables tying it to the handcart? You know, you got to wonder if that's what Phil did, when he fucking first got back to fucking renting after he fucking married, and he fucking got back home. So hang on, honey, before I carry over the threshold, let me get the handcart out. Okay, hop on.
Losing control and careening down our staircase, which is a very long staircase, but I got it down. So, oh, by the way, I found out what actually broke in it, okay? In reality, the motor didn't break. I thought it was the motor that had broken. No. So, I guess this air conditioner, okay, has all these different components to it. Apparently, it has a whole bunch of plastic parts on the inside. Now, anyone who knows anything about science, stuff like that, chemicals, and you would say, plastic on the inside of an air conditioning unit. Isn't plastic malleable? Isn't plastic like it can change with temperature?
You really are trying to fucking use big fancy words to sound super impressive to your dumbass dentheads.
God, it's like you just use words you hear randomly to try and sound smarter.
Malleable, get the fuck out of here, you fucking valid dick.
Yes, plastic can change with temperature. It can. If it gets too warm, it can melt or contort or change shape. If it gets too cold, it can get brittle and it can break.
The same is true for metals, but Phil didn't believe it when he played Metal Gear Solid. Oh, for God's sake, speaking of. What the fuck?
Metal Gear Phil tipped £1. When I turn on my AC now it goes cheeky chang wang chong chang ching.
How in the fuck? So, no. That is just an incredible coincidence that... I think that's an incredible coincidence. So, as a segment in Metal Gear Solid 1, where you get one key card, but it can change shape depending on temperature. So you gotta go somewhere cold to activate it, and then you gotta go somewhere warm to then activate the second part. That is, yeah. And at the same time, I get a tip about Metal Gear, about Phil's, you know, racist rant about Chinese Chicka Chang Wang. Mei-Ling's got a fucking ancient Chinese proverb. Chicka Chang Wang, save my game, suck my cock. Like, what the fuck, man? Jesus, man. That's what it was, the PAL card, yeah, the fucking PAL card, Metal Gear Solid 1. And Phil ridiculed that. If you've ever saw Evil Age's This Is How You Don't Play or Metal Gear Solid 1, you would see Evil Age explain it's a real fucking thing, and Phil fucking deriding it was just him being completely ignorant of what was what was possible and real scientifically. But now, ever since then, Phil's a fucking scientist apparently. Phil's, that guy, the science guy. That's Phil's gone from being that guy to the science guy. Move over, Bill Nye. There's a new guy in town.
It can melt, or contort, or change shape. If it gets too cold, it can get brittle and it can break. If it goes from hot to cold, it'll wear out. So why they put plastic components on the inside of an air conditioner, besides, oh, we're cheap and we want to save money? That's the only thing I can think of, okay? So what happened was,
I mean, you bought it, Phil. I'm just saying you probably bought it because you're trying to save money. You didn't get the fucking high-end version. You're the one that bought it, you dumb bastard.
Plastic pieces on the inside that have, I guess, over 11 years finally wore out, and I guess a piece broke off and flew inside of the motor. The motor then kept moving and crunched it up, but then because those pieces were like fucked up, it was shooting them out, and it was hitting the other plastic, and the plastic was brittle, and then all that shit started falling into it, so every time I turned it on, it was just crunching plastic. Because when I started to move it, and I took the duct off, because you have to have the whole air tube and everything on it to get it to work. When I took it off, all this broken plastic starts pouring out of it. Like, it looks like broken glass. It's not. It's plastic, but that's what I mean. It shouldn't be like that. That plastic had worn out over the years and completely lost its plasticity. Basically, it was very brittle and all this. It was discolored.
Oh, isn't it great when Phil tries to use big words? All the plastic broke off and basically lost its plasticity. Careful, Phil. You're going to confuse some of your audience here. You're going to get your crayons out trying to explain all these big words.
You could tell originally it was supposed to be white, and it was all like dark beige, like disgusting, So, it was pretty gross, and at that point I was like, well, I'm sure if I was like a technician, I could have opened it, ordered replacement plastic parts, installed them, and kept using that air conditioner. But like I said, I've been using it for 11 years. It smelled. It was disgusting. If the components are wearing out, what's the next thing to wear out, right? So I said, it's time to get rid of it. So we did. And the new air conditioner, in its actual defense, even though it's Chinese made, was light as shit. I was able to get that thing upstairs without a handcart or anything. The handles were in a good position where you could just lift and go up a couple stairs, and it was very easy to install. Actually, was easier to install than my old one.
Wait, what? Hold on, wait, I need to hear that again. Phil said it was very easy to get the new air conditioner upstairs, but you could only do a couple of stairs at a time. Am I hearing this right?
Chinese made was light as shit. I was able to get that thing upstairs without a handcart or anything. The handles were in a good position where you could just lift and go up a couple stairs.
Oh my god, Phil is bragging about going up a couple of stairs at a time, lifting this box of a much lighter aircon unit. It's much lighter, but I can only do 2 steps at a time. And Phil thinks, yeah, look at me, I'm fucking working out. This is the healthiest I've ever been. Hey, cat, check out my fucking muscles. The cat, come stare at me while his box up 2 stairs at a time, and then take a fucking breather for 5 minutes. Are you impressed, honey? Jesus Christ, man. Oh, I'm surprised Phil's arms can fit on the screen. They're just so hench.
And it was very easy to install. Actually was easier to install than my old one. This one now, when you put these filler into your window, basically what you have to do is there's plastic slats that you fill your window and then you close your window to the side of it and you tape it up. This had like its own way to secure it and lock it. Like it actually had a locking mechanism so it stays in place. The other ones I have don't even have that. You have to tape it up, or there's like a little tab you can stick in the side and it's loose and it doesn't work well. This one actually had like this thing they had like designed to lock.
By the way, sorry, that is right. That is correct. Phil offered a free shout out to the people who delivered his bed if they made it for him. They weren't apparently supposed to make his bed, but Phil asked them, can you do it for me? And he'll give him a shout out on his YouTube channel. Jesus Christ, yeah. Ah, that's fantastic. This is why he's a lol cow.
Lock it into your window easily. So the installation wasn't a big deal, and like I said, it's working right now. The odd thing about it, though, is that it's turning on and off. So like right now it's off. So it's actually very quiet in the office. Then all of a sudden it'll hit like 76, and then it turns on for like 5 minutes. It just turned on now. And now I hear the fan, and now I hear it running. It's not loud by any means. I'm happy about that. It actually is much quieter than my old air conditioner. My old air conditioner used to turn and go, "Arr." This one doesn't vibrate, nor does it sound like that. And it's cooling. I feel it right now. It's cooling the office very nicely. So,
but it doesn't stay on, and you don't know why, and you haven't bothered your arse through the instruction manual there to see what fucking settings it's on. Wow.
well, you know, crisis averted. Sucks that I had to drop like $400 out of nowhere to get this thing, but it is what it is. And the good news is, the big air conditioner that I have isn't nearly as old. I think I want to say I bought that maybe like 3 to 4 years into living here, and the other one is only a few years old. So those should last a while still before I have to look to replace them. And it shouldn't be a big deal. And now we should be set for the season. Like, I don't have to worry about anything else going wrong. We should be nice and cool in here no matter what we're doing. And it won't make a lot of noise. Not that you heard it anyway, because now I have so many nice mic filters and all my equipment's been upgraded. You didn't hear it anyway, right? But it's good to know that now I have a good working piece of equipment, especially because, you know, they're predicting later on, not this one coming up, but probably around August. It might be really hot, so we'll be ready for it.
Hang on, are some people unaware that Phil offered a shout out for to have movers build a bed for him? Oh, for God's sake, I wish it'd be easy to figure out. How'd you find that? You know? How'd you even find that? Yeah, man, that's fuck me, man. Hold on. I'm gonna quickly try and find it. I'm gonna quickly try and find this, okay? But I'm on Pig Go right now, bear with me here. But, shit, man, where would I get it? I'm trying to think of what to search here. Ah, fuck, man. I'm trying to find it. This is going to be very difficult to find. Well, we know real when. We know when to look. You know what I mean? Like, I'll show you guys. I'm on Pig Go right now, as you can see. So I'm just like looking right now, and I don't think it's this one here. No, I don't think it's these ones here. So yeah, I was like, so hold on. Build the bed. I'd like it with that. What's this here? 2016 fucking build the bed for free. What's it? What's this? What's this? Hold on.
Want me to fucking build the bed for?
Let's rewind it. Forget full context. What is this?
Which they did a great job of, but it was also supposed to include assembly of furniture that was disassembled for the move, including my bed.
Oh, okay, hold on. This is not the clip I was thinking of, but Phil had one of those kind of, you know, he was holding the camera at the time, and it's like he's in his kitchen or whatever, and it's wobbling over the place. I didn't realise Phil addressed it as well on and Ask the King. So this is basically, oh god, this is gonna be good. I want to get the full context to this. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Let's go back a few minutes just to make sure I don't miss anything.
It was way more than that, and that's their fault, but it kind of fell on me. You can always look at online ratings, right? Online business bureaus and stuff. Definitely you gotta look. There's another thing here, another risk. There are more smaller companies that are like more small businesses versus companies that are these giant chains. And but either side has, you know, strengths and weaknesses. The small business may be cheaper, but may not be as dependable, while the big company may be more expensive, but if they fuck your stuff up, you have someone you could go after for monetary damages because a big company, so obviously you could sue them and you get your money. So there's a lot of factors to weigh and balance. I just remember, you know, it was a nightmare because there were so many different companies, and no one could really definitively say this company's better, this company's worse. And then ultimately the company that I went with, yes, everything got here in one piece. Everything got here relatively quickly, although not as quickly as they had promised. They had promised it was going to be a certain time period, and ended up being like a week later than what they originally had said. So they were full of shit with their initial estimates. But everything got here in one piece. Nothing showed up damaged or whatever. So in that regards, that's good. But this company basically outsourced. So they hired like contractors to come and do work. So they hired these two guys to unload the stuff. That was another factor. Are they going to actually come and pick everything up themselves and load it into the truck and then unload the stuff into your house, or do you have to do that and they just move the van? Some companies just move the van. Okay. They hired two guys to unload all the stuff in my house, which they did a great job of. But it was also supposed to include assembly of furniture that was disassembled for the move, including my bed frame. The guys that they hired, right, we're not contracted for that. They were just there to move stuff. So they're like, oh, now you want me to fucking build the bed for free. You didn't pay us for that. And the guy goes, oh, I'll do it. They got the driver of the truck. Driver has no tools, so he can't do it. So it was a big nightmare. They finally convinced the guys, he convinced the guys to build the bed or whatever. It was basically a labor dispute happening in front of my house. Really ridiculous. And the thing is, that's it. I don't think that first of all, I don't think that coast to coast kind of moves happen so often.
Come on, Phil missed the part. Phil missed the best part where he fucking offered to fucking give him a shout out on his channel. And he gave the driver a shout out. Oh god, no, he missed the best part. He missed the best part. Oh hell. Oh, okay, hold on, 2 seconds. Let's go back to Pig Go. What about bed frame? So 2014. I don't know if it's going to be this one. Nah, maybe not that one. I'm trying to think. The driver. How about the driver? Oh Christ, it's 450. Oh fuck me, man. Oh, I want to find this so badly. We need to go to 2014. 2014 is the right date to go here away, so hold on. Like, I'll know it when I see it, I think. I think I'll know it when I see it here. It's around about this time, but also I don't think there's any of these clips either. Does Phil doesn't mention a driver here? Yeah, damn it, I wish I could fucking find this so easily. Oh, damn it, it's so annoying. It's annoying me so much. The video's there. I know the video exists, that's what I'm saying. Phil has so much crap on the internet, it's hard to find exactly what you want, because it says that you don't know the exact quote, you know? Fuck me, then. Contracted? Only, hold on, let's try this one. Contracted. 2014, here we go. I think it's this one. Yes, okay, I found the video. This one here. This 3.5 minute video, here we fucking go, guys. Now we're cooking my gas here. Let's go to the start here.
Yes, doesn't work though.
Phil's dark side clock. And yeah, doesn't work though. Who, Liana or the clock, Phil? Look at this fucking face. Was that against me or was that the clock? Fuck it. Let's go 1.5. I'm not, yeah, fuck normal speed. But we have found it. We have fucking found it. Fucking Steve's happy. Fucking Liana's on screen. I'm sorry, but it's not the fucking end you prefer.
Gotta put batteries in it. So it's 9 p.m. everyone. Yeah, that's right. We did one vlog earlier today, and now it's freaking 9 p.m. The movers came around, I want to say around 6:30. It took them about 2 hours to get everything in here, okay? The place is a huge mess. We're gonna be unpacking for days. Just take a look at the living room. And that's just the living room. Every room looks like that, if not worse, okay? And unfortunately, it didn't go as I would have liked. Here's what happened. So they show up, and there's a guy driving the van who quite obviously is Polish, because he's very heavy accent, looks Polish.
Very important to stress that. My driver was Polish. I was not told this would be a thing. Immediately I was concerned because they were not American or Italian like I am.
Polish, you know, speaks almost Polish. I heard him speaking.
I'm not familiar with the Polish people because of where I come from. There's no Polish.
He was speaking Polish on the phone to someone, to his operator. I think the whole company that we've been dealing with is all like Polish owned. So
reminder, Phil is fucking a quarter Polish. He's as much Polish as he's Italian.
Anyway, he's got two guys with him who come in a separate pickup truck who are not. They're very much American. One white guy and one black guy, and they're helping. They're basically like, listen, we don't work for the company. We're just contracted to help with the move. We're helping him today. So they get everything in, which was good. They got everything in fast. It was about an hour and a half, I want to say, and everything was in. But then the two guys were like, all right, we're leaving. And I'm like, now wait a minute. You know, my bed, you got to assemble my bed. There's all this other stuff that you guys disassembled back in Connecticut that you said you were going to reassemble. That was part of the deal. To which the guy goes, well, I'm not contracted to do that. We were only supposed to be here for moving stuff, and that's it. So I don't understand where this is coming from. And then the Polish guy says, no, you don't understand. You know, you were contracted to work a certain amount of time, and you didn't do it yet. And the guy's like, yes, we did. We actually worked longer than we promised you we were going to work. So literally in the middle of the street, I'm not even kidding you, right here out in the middle of the street, they were having a labor dispute in the middle of my street. And I was like, these two guys are going to start fighting in the middle of the street. Unbelievable, right? So the issue was that the Polish guy didn't have any tools. So if these other two guys left, no one could assemble my bed. And obviously, I can't do it. I don't have the tools for it. And I don't know how to do it, nor can I do it because of my back. So we almost had a disaster today. Luckily, I pulled the guy aside, the guy who was independently contracted. And
here we go. This is Phil's flex moment right here. Brace yourselves for this. In fact, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to slow it down so you guys can fully appreciate Phil's flexing moment here.
Today. Luckily, I pulled the guy aside, the guy who was independently contracted, and I said, listen, I got a little gig on YouTube that, you know, about 300 million views in a few years, and I'm going to give you guys a nice shout out if you stick around and you help me out. And he said, okay, fair enough. I gave him some water. He was pleased after that. He went and he put the bed together. So we'll show you the upstairs when we get to the upstairs. Right now, I'm not going to even give him the plug yet. I want to kind of do it later because I don't want...
I'm not going to give him the plug yet. I want to do it later. They don't get it now. I'll leave that to another part to properly, officially plug them.
Oh, already people will start. But he is a nice guy. His name's Mike.
This is a little mini plug. This is not the official plug. This is a little micro plug. The kindness of Phil's heart.
Mike Clark. And I'll give out his information later. Don't want to do it now simply because...
Yeah, I don't know. Why would people think that Phil just has a problem with alcohol, you know? Just because there's a whole container there saying glasses plus booze. Why on earth would people think that Phil drinks all the time? Just one big massive clear container. Which all of Phil's glasses and booze was contained in.
Mike Clark. and I'll give out his information later. Don't want to do it now simply because we're in the middle of stuff. But anyway, yes. So luckily,
G Fuel everywhere.
yeah, it's on my energy drinks. So look.
Yeah, Phil used to fucking all about G Fuel back in the fucking day. Jesus Christ, man, that was fucking dumb. But yeah, Phil used his YouTube muscle. Guys, come on, guys, look here. Listen, guys, don't fight. Here, I've got this fucking channel on YouTube. You know, you guys might not know me. Back in 2009, I started making content on YouTube. It probably gave the whole fucking spiel. I'm a former pro fighting game player. I used to work at Sikorsky, you know what I mean? Oh god, and then he's like, well, I have a channel here, YouTube, whatever, you know, you do this for me, and I'll shout you guys out, you know, it can be big business for you guys. Like, I wonder if their business increased because of Phil's shout out, you know, we might never know. We may never ever know if business was booming for for those guys ever, thanks to Phil's fucking shout out. Jesus Christ, fuck it. But now you guys know, Phil got his bed frame constructed. Thanks to him just saying, guys, I have a little YouTube channel here, you know what I mean? They just saying it could be worth your while. You stay and fucking construct this bed frame for me, but you know, I greatly appreciate it. Give a wee shout out, you know? You rub my back, I rub yours, what do you say? Like, sign me the fuck up. And business fucking, they're probably a businessman now. The curse of Phil Burnell probably struck them and they're probably no longer in business, I imagine.
So, it was a pretty crazy 48 hours for me. And I'm all sore because, of course, I was moving air conditioners around yesterday. My back is, like, really sore, but what can you do?
Old bastard!
What I'd like to talk about is two things. Number one, because all of this happened on Friday, it happened as I was about to engage the first boss of Death Stranding 2. So, here's what I remember. Sam is coming up the elevator, all right, in a cutscene, basically, and then this thing breaks. So I pause it. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm freaking out because I don't know what the hell just happened. Then I remember fighting the boss and being like, why don't I have enough weapons to fight this boss? So everyone's yelling at me. It's like, well, you didn't make any weapons to fight the boss. I'm like, what are you talking about? The game just threw me right into the boss fight. And everyone's like, no, it didn't. And I was like, it didn't? Didn't you come up the lift and immediately have to fight the boss? No. What happened was, because the air conditioner broke, it like, you know, I got mind-addled, basically. Like, I was like shell-shocked. So I wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the game. And apparently, I ran right into the first boss. Like,
well, what's new? Phil not paying attention in video games? That's unusual. That's unheard of.
What?
I know. Is that a surprise you guys in any way? I mean, that doesn't sound like the Phil Burnell that we know. He doesn't pay attention to the fucking games he's fucking playing or anything, and he's just fucking trying just to play games for the sake of fucking making money and not to enjoy the fucking video game experience. Doesn't sound like the Phil Burnell that we know.
Idiot, without fabricating the guns and the grenades that I needed to fight it. And then after the fact, I was angry because I was like, why is there no weapons for this fight? So I know that now because people yelled at me and were like, no, Phil, no, really, that happened. I said, what? And I went back and I watched the video. I was like, you're right. What happened is the air conditioner completely distracted me. And I
love how Phil doubted him so I had to fucking watch his own shitey content for once in his fucking life. He's like, oh, wait a second. They had a point. Phil's not used to watching his content, you see, because he doesn't like it.
It's like a Leroy Jenkins situation, right? Like everyone's like, okay, we got a plan. There's something big right around the corner. Here's what we should do. And then the dude just comes back to his computer. Let's do it, Leroy Jenkins. And then they all get fucked up because they weren't ready. So that's what happened. I take full responsibility for it.
Oh, no fucking shit. It was your fault, you dumb bastard. Who else are you going to fucking blame? Everyone, of course.
Right? That was on me. It's because I'm getting older. And basically, I jumped right back into the game and wasn't paying attention whatsoever what was going on. It's my fault. But at the time, I was upset. I'm like, why did Kojima throw you into this boss fight with nothing? Now I don't have enough to kill this boss. And oh, look, at least he put these characters that are throwing you items so that you can use the items in the boss fight. Because if he didn't do that, how could you ever beat this boss? And everyone's like, dude, you were at the stand to fabricate the weapons for the boss, and the game told you like 10 times there's a boss. You ignored it. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, again, I take responsibility for it. So that first boss fight, honestly, the first boss fight wasn't that bad. The annoying part about the first boss fight is that when you get hit, you drop all your items. And then it's frustrating because people are yelling at me like, why are you picking them back up? Because those are the items you need to hit the boss. If you don't pick up the gun and the grenades, you can't hit the boss, so you have to keep picking them up repetitively. And that is kind of annoying and frustrating. But if I'd gone into the fight with enough weapons, I probably would have just destroyed him without ever getting hit once. But what can you do? Right? I'm an idiot. So there you go, and I apologize.
Stop saying boss so much. There's always so many times I can press a fucking button.
I apologize to Kojima-san. I apologize to all the fans out there. No one cares. Who are you kidding me? People loved it. People loved that shit. They were laughing their asses off at it to see me suffer on the first boss of a game that's supposed to be a tutorial boss that's easy. Everyone laughed and it was fun. But, you know, people want to try to blow it up and act like it's some big thing. No one gives a shit. To be honest with you guys, not a lot of people are watching the Death Stranding 2 playthrough. I'm not shocked. Infamously, the game is known as a boring game. And as I'm playing it, people are telling me it's boring. So it's like, I wasn't expecting of giant audience for this game. I have gotten more of an audience for every single release this year besides, like, this is like one of the least viewed new games that I've gotten. No one's really caring about it. I mean, here we are days into it, and I think part 1 doesn't even have 2,000 views on it. I don't think anyone cares. So, it is what it is. I'm going to keep playing it today, and we'll see if it gets better. I think today we're finishing up the tutorial of the game, meaning we're heading back to the beginning where, excuse me, where the whole thing started. And I think what's going to happen is then the game's actually going to pick up and the real story will begin. I really feel like this whole first 8 hours is the intro before you get into what the real plot's going to be. Okay, I don't think that hooking up Mexico to be into the chiral network was really the goal of the game. I think that was just like to introduce you to the game elements. Okay. Okay. All right. So what I really want to talk about was Friday night, because Friday night was awesome. If you like old school fighting games, if you like Friday night fights, if you like seeing me.
But before Phil even continues, here's what I'd like to happen. Okay. So, to me, I think this would be an interesting experiment because I want to see if Phil is genuine or not in realising skill and ability. I think it'd be good to see if Phil is keen. I mean, this is a great experiment, in my opinion, to see if Phil can actually spot talent and ability in players, or whether he just fucking pretends to fucking say these things depending on how he's playing. I want these very talented former, these are former colleagues of Phil. When Phil was playing on Friday, he was playing these fucking fighting games on Friday. They were former colleagues, he called them, former acquaintances, people who Phil has known from like back in the day during the fucking during his own fucking fighting game or shit. I want these fuckers, that Phil played or whatever. It'd be good of them. And good for Phil as well if they had sock accounts and played Phil without Phil knowing who they were. That way we could see if Phil recognises skill, recognises ability, or if he's going to fucking yell at some former pro, thinking it's a rando, saying he's a fucking laggy fucking button mashing piece of shit. So yeah, if we can get any of these fuckers to fucking go on the sock accounts or whatever, just to test Phil's knowledge and expertise on what he's fucking seeing in these games, because it is incredible. Phil's attitude and conduct changes if he's playing somebody he recognises and he knows has clout and he knows could destroy him essentially. He's a completely different person. When he's playing randos, he's his usual toxic self, But he turns into some sort of meek fucking creature. When he fucking plays against somebody he fucking recognises, oh shit, this is like VDO or whatever. Jesus Christ, man. So we need these fuckers to fucking, go on soccer accounts and fucking test Phil. Maybe we can ask Brian nicely. Maybe Brian would go on a soccer account or whatever and see if we can, catch Phil at one time on a Friday night. I don't know. So it's a spoiler. A new DSP fan donates a $10 super... sorry, we cough. We had a $10 super chat soon. Well, there we go. Phil's gonna get dropped $10 from a random new fan, apparently. Sideways Dutchman says he has no skill, he's a shit all-rounder. I mean, Phil is relying heavily on muscle memory playing these games. Obviously, these are games that Phil played hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours, way back in the day. So, also these days, he's got experience on his side for playing these games, and muscle memory to a certain degree will certainly help in that regard. But at the same time, it's yeah, who cares though? It's not, but yeah, Phil will try and cling to the fucking past for any sort of relevancy whatsoever. Desperate for validation, desperate for anyone to fucking say, Phil, you're good. He just needs somebody, anyone of stature, to fucking just turn their head his way and tell them, wow, Phil, that was good.
A very challenging, high-end, high-level fighting game environment. That's what Friday Night Fights was all about on Friday night. It was Capcom versus SNK2, and I played against two people who were actually very good at the game. Tony B from Connecticut, and then VDO, who's well known in the competitive fighting game community from back in the day for both Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Capcom vs. SNK2, and some other games too. So this was awesome because both of them are kind of specialists. Like Tony is good with K and C groove. I think he plays some A groove too, but he's good with K and C groove. And then VDO is a P groove specialist. Like he only plays P groove. He's always picked the same 7-8 characters, but he's incredibly good with them. He's won tournaments. So this was great gameplay where I was very challenged to on the fly learn their styles and try to adapt to them, utilizing all the things that I learned about CVS2 in the last month and a half that I've been playing against randoms online. Okay, it was great. Seriously, it was like really high-end back-and-forth gameplay. Some rounds I dominated, some rounds they dominated, some rounds were insanely close nail-biters where it could have gone either way, and it was just amazing. Like, it was super fun. Now, was it laggy? Fuck yes, it was. All these games lag online. They're terrible. That's the problem. There's no way to play this shit online without lag.
So how come I didn't fucking yell at them for being laggy pieces of shit who'd fucking never win if it wasn't online? You know, I mean, why? You're not keeping your excuses and your rants consistent.
So you're going to see teleporting, you're going to see bullshit. All right, but it went really, really well. I had a great time doing it, and I want to say thanks to Tony B and VDO. I already talked to them after the fact, and they were like, "Yeah, those matches lagged, but they were fun," and that's what it's all about. So here's the thing: so many idiots out there actually like to pretend like I'm not good at fighting games, even though
who cares? Phil, who the hell cares? Does it matter? Like, you honestly fucking need somebody like Phil. We don't give a shit. You came 4 for evil one time. Wow, that was like 2005. That was great. And? Yes, your point caller? Who cares, Phil? This shit is way back. You're well done, Phil. You're semi-decent and ancient fighting game that barely anyone plays anymore. So you're not hidden, by the way. It's just that fucking, yeah, in case you're wondering, we can definitely see your messages. At least I can anyway. YouTube's broken though. YouTube is just fucking, it's just fucked up for sure. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, YouTube, my YouTube chat anyway, it's not showing display names, usernames, it's fucking showing @ names instead. It's all bizarre. It's just, I don't know, it's...
Oh my dog, what's up?
Yeah, I wish YouTube, I mean, yeah, YouTube's just, yeah, doing my nothing, it really is. Thank you to Not Ronan for the $5 super chat. It says, how is he learning CVS2 when he got the collection? He said he has all the knowledge about the game. That means you don't know the game for real. Good point. Again, Phil probably just trying to say things to try and sell the game to his audience. Because I've got lots of experience, guys. Watch me play this game that I know all about. And then, like, when he's fucking playing actual fucking good players, he's like, oh, look at me learning all this stuff, guys. Yeah. He'll say whatever he can to try and draw up interest in these older games because it's the games that it has most relevance in. It's the games it has most ability in. Because it never bothered his arse to try and get good at any other games that came out afterwards.
Everyone knows who actually watches me play fighting games that I'm quite good at them. All right. If you actually want to see me in a really great set against 2 great players, high-end gameplay, stuff that you can learn from, but also have a good time watching, because it's people who respect each other, beating the crap out of each other, check out Friday Night Fights from Friday night. The first whole video was me against Tony B and then a couple randoms. The second video is VDO and then a couple randoms. It's really good stuff. All right. I hope that you'll watch it. It will 100% be ignored by anyone who doesn't like me, because God forbid there be evidence out there that I actually know that what I'm doing and I'm competent in fighting games. I mean, it was really, really good gameplay. Okay. Now, I'm very happy to play more later on this week, but the schedule this week's going to be different because we have Indivestance Day on Friday night. All right, so we'll talk about that in a sec, but what I'd like to say is please take a look below at the leaderboard. As you can see, last week, everything went very well, incredibly well supported. We are currently at 37 out of 40 goals hit. We are 3 goals away from the next DSP Tries It celebration, and this one is a good one. This one is a special meal launching at Sonic fast food restaurants tomorrow. It is the Grillo's Pickle Collaboration Meal. A special smash burger that has regular pickle chips, fried pickle chips, and a special dill ranch sauce, plus pickle-seasoned fries or tater tots, and a pickle frozen drink that's lime with a whole bunch of boba pods in it that are full of, like, pickle flavoring. So it's a very unique situation because it's a great, special collab meal, and I'm in position to do it on launch day. But I need you guys to make it happen because we got to hit 40 goals. We're currently at 37 out of 40. That means we got to hit 3 goals today and on the first stream tomorrow in order to unlock DSP Tries It Grillo's Pickle Menu. So, we got to get some support rolling this morning, all right? It's a brand new week. It's time to get that momentum moving in the right direction, shall we? So, we got our first super chat of the week from Tag. It's $2. And he says,
Oh my dog, what's up?
Thank you very much, Sonny, for the $5 showing super chat, who says, question to chat, would you watch a streamer playing the same game 500 times for 3 hours each video? Show of hands. I mean, it depends on how good they were at the game, you know what I mean? Like, watching like the best player in the world absolutely fucking destroy a game, you know what I mean? And show off their fucking abilities and, this is how you fucking destroy this fucking level, or that sort of thing's good. watching really talented gamers absolutely destroy a game, showing off their abilities and all that shit, that's not too bad to watch. But Phil, who doesn't offer anything of substance or of value with the crap that he uploads on a regular basis, it's just the same old excuses, the same old fucking crying and bitching and whining and moaning, you know? Then it's the same fucking tail tucked between the legs when he's fucking playing against people that fucking he knows are relevant. Yeah. Yeah, Phil's gameplay, not fucking worth watching whatsoever, that's what I'm sure. There you go. Brian's asking, do we get anything if Phil hits 50 goals before Friday? Like an anonymous tip. I mean, what do you mean, do we get anything? Like what do you want? what do you, like, I don't know what I can give you. Like, you know, I can see where you're coming from, but I don't know how I would. You talking about like free spaces or something? I'm confused. I'm kind of confused a bit with it, like, you know, some free spaces for scamming people. Yeah, well, if Phil hits 50 goals before his marathon, so Phil has to hit 50 goals by the end of Thursday's stream, okay? If he does that, then we'll have 5 free spaces on Friday for Indivestance Day. I'll probably still do bingo on Friday, even though it's fucking gonna be crap, because it's Indivestance Day. But yeah, how about that, okay? If Phil gets wailed out between now and Friday, you know, we get 5 free spaces. Fuck it.
You can tie your loot with the strand for its scatter. Huh? You can tie your loot with the strand for its scatter. I think he got cut off and it didn't finish typing. I think what he's trying to say is, in Death Stranding, there's a way to tie your loot together with the strand so it doesn't scatter, but I'm not sure, and I'm not sure how to do that either. I'm pretty sure the game didn't explain that, did it? I don't think so. I wonder if that's coming up or something. Again, I don't think in that boss fight it was intended that you were going to go into it with no ammo, and you can't fight the boss, which is what happened to me because I was distracted by my air conditioner eating plastic. Okay? So, thank you, Tag, for the first contribution. Now, guys, let's do it. Let's get some support rolling. Who's going to be the first tip of the week? Right now, who's going to tip via PayPal? Who is going to be the first new member of the week? And who will be the first sub?
Who fucking cares?
Let's get some momentum rolling so that we can hit these goals. If we hit a goal on this stream, a goal on my late stream tonight of Truck Sim, and a goal on Blueprints tomorrow, we'll do it. We will do the Grillo's Pickle Menu tomorrow on launch day. That is my goal. That is what I want to do, and that is what we will do. What is this? I received my first tip, $3.01. This person says, oh, my nose itches. It's a shame the cologne idea didn't pan out, but it's great to see you engage in trying new content. Would you consider doing alcohol reviews? DSP drinks it, focusing on higher end and older bottles of spirits and wines. Considering the level of support you get for marathons, it may be a feasible idea because viewers already enjoy seeing that. It's an idea. I've already said I would do that. I said instead of DSP tries it, food, that we could do like different kinds of liquor, wine. We could do that stuff. But I told everyone that I would need help with that because I'm not an aficionado. Like, I'm not. Like, I would need to know what are some things you guys would like to actually see me try so that I would know what to get and, you know, taste test. I would definitely need help. I don't know what I'm doing. Wine I know absolutely zero about, and good liquor I know almost nothing about. You know what I mean? Like, I would need information. The thing is, I talked to people about it. I was like, hey, would you like that? And at first people seemed excited, and then everyone was like, eh. I hate to say it, all right? I think that the people who complain the most are people who actually just don't want to see me succeed. I'm going to be honest about it, all right? I feel that those who
using that logic, then don't you not want to succeed the most than anyone else? Like, Phil complains more than anyone else. So using his own body logic against him, he doesn't want himself to succeed more than anyone else, including me and you. Because he complains every single fucking second of every single fucking day, it seems.
Succeed. I'm going to be honest about it, all right? I feel that those who complain about things that are already working are those who just don't want them to work. DSP tries it doing this, you know, food, fast food, and then every once in a while interjecting a different kind of restaurant, has been working. If you haven't noticed, we're hitting our goals. It's not like, oh man, Phil's just not hitting his goals and, you know, it's taking forever and wow, what a failure. That's not the case at all. It's actually...
Oh god, bro side Phil, yeah, so... Phil was so much happier. He was saying that the new aircon unit he's got is so much lighter, you know what I mean? And Phil's idea of flexing on how much lighter the aircon unit was, his brand new one was, he was able to lift it very easily, up 2 stairs at a time. And then do it again 2 stairs at a time. So his idea of celebrating a much lighter air conditioning unit was being able to lift it 2 stairs at a time. You know, yeah, that's fucking really showing off the fucking muscles there, Phil. you fucking lifted the fucking thing for like fucking maybe like fucking half a second before you dumped it back on the fucking step 2 steps above or whatever. Wow. Yeah. Put it this way, you'll enjoy it. Did I give the exact model? He said it was a Chinese model. I don't think he specified the exact model, but he said it was some sort of Chinese model he got. You know, but he's happy because it's a lot lighter and a lot quieter. Although he doesn't know how to work shit because it keeps turning itself on and off. So yeah. But yeah, put it this way, Broadside Phil, you will enjoy this podcast just for Phil trying to flex on how strong he is. Jesus, yeah. The hand cart gets mentioned. The hand cart gets a fucking shout out. That's great.
Working. People are actually really excited for this Grillo's Pickles menu. It's something interesting. 3 different things to test. You know, the drink looks completely unique. A burger with that level of pickles on it might be pretty interesting. I don't know, maybe pickle overload, but I think it's going to be pretty good. You know, it's not always a home run. There are times when sometimes stuff sucks, right?
Burger.
But take a look at the Takis menu. People really like that. The Takis menu with the horrible sandwich that was dry as a desert. You know, it was entertaining. So here's the thing. I'm down for new stuff, but I can only make new stuff work if I have the buy-in of the audience that, number one, they're going to help me figure it out because I don't have enough knowledge to know what to do. Like, for example, I'm going to taste test or review liquor. I need to know what's some interesting kind of liquor. Could I do like a comparison of certain kinds? I don't know anything about it. You know, I just don't. And on top of that, I need the buy-in that people would support it. Right now...
Phil, shut the fuck up. So, you getting the goals in the fucking first place is their buy-in. The whole fucking point of you fucking doing these fucking things for your audience is they gave you $150 fucking times 10 to fucking have you do something for them in return. The buy-in is not them giving you tons of fucking money during the fucking reward for them. The buy-in is them giving you money, hitting the goals so you can fucking then give them something back. You greedy bastard.
People like the DSP tries it as they are. If I start doing DSP drinks it, and it's me drinking liquor and wine and taste testing things, is anyone going to care? Or are people going to be like, oh, he's doing DSP drinks it this week? Who cares about that shit? And then no one supports the streams. I don't know. And it is a risk to take to do something different.
Fuck the fuck off.
Thank you very much to Mark O'Shaughnessy for popping their 6-month bingo banner. As he's saying, on my day in bingo on Friday. Probably. Yeah. I think I'll... Yeah. Most likely, yes. It's going to kill me to fucking do it, but fuck it. Maybe we can fucking just get a... I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a fucking normal length podcast, or it's going to be a wee shorter one or something because of like fucking... Because he wants to do his fucking marathon or something, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens on Friday, but I'll probably do something bingo related on Friday.
I mean, maybe this month, later in the month, we could do something new, right? Like right now, we got some stuff going on with this Grillo's Pickle menu. There is a Tony Hawk snacks meal and a new chicken tender at Taco Bell, so I'm thinking that might be the next thing we do for DSP Tries It. Plus, it's really close to the release of the new Tony Hawk collection, so kind of that makes sense to do next, perhaps. But maybe we could, like, long-term, later on in the week, later on in the month of July, we could say, hey, do you guys want to do something completely different? And we could look into it, all right?
Nope.
So, thanks for the suggestion. I'm down. I'd like to hear what everyone else thinks, right? Does everyone else think that would be awesome or not? Because, like, for example, the whole cologne idea that I had was something different. It was outside the box, completely outside of my comfort zone of stuff that I would do. It's like a product review as opposed to just a food review, right? I thought, hey, let's try it a few times. Let's see if people like it or not. If they don't, it's fine. We can move on. Literally everyone shat on the idea.
Sorry, I'm trying to help it, Broadside Phil here. I think Phil gave us a price, by the way. I think Broadside Phil was trying his best to find the fucking Chinese aircon unit that Phil bought off Amazon. Can anyone remember what the price was that Phil stated? Like, I think Phil actually gave a rough idea of the price, whatever. I think he dropped like $300 odd or whatever, or I don't know what it was. Or was it $400? $400. So yeah, in case you're trying to find it, I mean, obviously Phil didn't name the units. He wanted an American brand one, didn't get it, so it was some sort of like Chinese knockoff instead. That's what Phil said anyway. But he said he went and drops 400 buckaroos in it. And Broadside Phil thinks that if he's found the thing that Phil was talking about, it only weighs £35. And Phil struggled to get up 2 steps at a time. Yeah. So there we go.
Before it even took off and I did a single pilot episode of it, everyone, oh, it's the worst idea DSP's ever had. No one cares about him. No one thinks that he knows anything about cologne. So fuck that. What an idiot. What a loser. It's like, but you tell me you want new stuff. So I think outside the box, let's just try something new. No, fuck new. That's a terrible, awful, to do something new, awful idea. So I've never done it, and I'm never going to. As I said, if people are going to act like that, right, then I'm just not going to bother. You know, it sucks, but why should I put effort into trying to do something new if everyone's just going to shit on the idea before we've even tried it, right? So for now, we're sticking with DSP Tries It with food, and maybe later in the month in July, let's see how it goes. If you guys think it would work, all right, we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll do it in July, but maybe not. I'm glad you suggested it. Thanks for the tip, and let's see what other people think. Okay? All right, well, I don't even know where to go. I've got tips, I've got subs, I got all this stuff to shout out. Let's go. Obama actually subscribed to the channel on Kick. What I mean by that is they paid for their own sub. It wasn't just a gifted sub that they dropped.
But I'm not a rich man, and I don't have the means.
It's an actual subscription. Thank you to Obama for the sub.
Insanely damaging and messed up the things they said about
Okay.
my family. That's completely false, and they have absolutely no factual corroboration for.
Then I received a $1.32 tip.
I'm a dunce.
The high temperature in Renton on Friday was 67 degrees. How did it get 87 degrees at night? Because I've explained this 7,000 times and you know the answer, but for some reason you want me to repeat it again.
So yeah, Phil's the weather in Phil's office is different from the rest of the fucking city of Renton. You know, you got to understand that Phil's office has its own climate and its own. You know, it's completely separate from the rest of the fucking civilization of Renton. You know. Apparently, you know, like Phil's office has its own fucking sun. You know, just blasting heat into it like fucking crazy.
So I'll repeat it again because you're slow, okay? My office faces the direction of the sun all afternoon. So if it's not a completely cloudy day, if the sun even comes out for a few minutes, this room heats up like an oven. The homes in Washington are designed to retain heat. That's how they were designed, because they never thought they would have hot summers. They just assumed the climate would stay the same forever. So if it even warms up a little bit, okay, this office heats up exponentially. If it's 60-something degrees outside but there's sun, it is 80-something to 90 degrees in this room. And this room has 2 gaming PCs. Oh, look, a big screen TV, a monitor, a laptop, 2 key lights, multiple webcams, keyboards, a screen behind me, all this RGB lighting. The room is stuffy and heats up crazy because of the amount of electronics in it.
You picked the room. You decided this is the best room for you to fucking do your content from. So this is entirely your own. This is a problem of your own creation.
Okay, so that's why. It's not just, oh, it's cool outside, so why isn't it cool in your house? Because that's not how reality works, and anyone with a brain knows that. For example, let's say you in a university or a school, there's a computer lab. Did you ever notice that in the computer lab they have air conditioning? Do you want to know why? Because it gets hot and stuffy in there because of the computers. Now,
so why didn't you pick a room that was a lot cooler and not facing the sun when you were doing your business, Phil? Did you not think? Did you not fucking take 2 seconds to think where would the best place for you to do content from?
imagine having all the electronics in a small bedroom. Well, that's my
which you decided on.
Situation. It's pretty self-explanatory for anyone with a brain, but not a lot of people have working ones these days. A lot of people are pretty dumb.
So if you got a working brain, Phil, why did you decide that room was the best room for you to do content from?
Oh, I guess I had to explain it again. There you go. Okay. I received a $3.02 tip from Adam. Adam, how are you? I guess he wanted to be the top tipper today, so he increased the amount by...
Oh, God, he's going to try and encourage some sort of tip board, isn't he?
A penny. Thank you, Adam, for $3.02 tip. Indeed, now you are the top tipper of the day. And, all right, so we got all caught up? Yes. I'm not shouting out any super chats there because those were both trolls saying insulting, messed up stuff, so we ignore it. Okay? Cool.
Wait. What were the super chats? So, he's not shouting at this one. Scooby Snacks. You got a $5 super chat. This one says, yes, food works so well that your content has to revolve around asking people for money over and over like a charity. Super successful content, Philip. Waste of $5 of course. But Phil doesn't even want to address it, even though it's a very pertinent point. And this troll super chat from Docallland or Docka says, you ever plan on getting healthy and thin? I worry. That's not even a troll. That sounds like some genuine concern. You ever plan on getting healthy and thin? I worry. It feels like the trolls. Get these trolls out of here. Anyway, where were we? I think we're about here.
Adam, how are you? You want to explain all the electronics in but not a lot of people have working ones these days. A lot of people are pretty dumb. So I guess I had to explain it again. There you go. Okay. I received a $3.02 tip from Adam.
We've already heard this one. Fuck off, Adam.
And, all right, so we got all caught up? Yes. I'm not shouting out any super chats there because those were both trolls saying insulting, messed up stuff, so we ignore it. Okay? Cool. Very nice. All right, so, thank you guys. So, by the way, new month, new setup. Let's talk a little bit about this before we get to the schedule for the week, shall we? So I told you guys, in my ventures out and about, I'd gotten some new things that improved the setup and changed it up a bit. Well, first of all, as you can see, we've got new animations for the month, and that's both for the podcast, and I have a set of animations that I'm going to play when I'm not on the podcast, and that features all the games I'll be playing this month. Keep in mind, this month has a good variety of games, including Death Stranding 2, GTA 4 with mods, Truck Sim, Taxi Life, Mario Kart, Capcom vs. SNK 2, and then later on in the month, the Tony Hawk Collection, Donkey Kong Bonanza, excuse me. And I think there's one at the end of the month too that eludes me right now. But I basically made animations for all that stuff, and you'll see that when we're not on the podcast, okay? But as you can see, I rotated around. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm keeping something
5 in a row.
the previous month.
That's concerning.
We got our first bingo of the game because Phil said you see, there you go. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing the rest of his image filled out. But yeah, I can remember now as background images. It's Phil's butchering the word successful. He is successful.
Podcast, okay? Well, as you can see, I rotated around. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm keeping something from the previous month, and then I'm swapping out for new stuff. So I kept the YouTube play button. I thought it looked really nice last month, and I said, we'll keep that in the set. But we got the blue shell from Mario Kart. There you go. The blue shell that has been the bane of my existence, because as you know, I'm almost always in first place when I play Mario Kart World, but then people hit me with the blue shell, and I immediately end up in 25th, and I get eliminated.
Yeah, it's fucking Mario. What do you fucking expect? So I assume this is the person, a $10 super chat without a message on Phil's stream from Ratbag35. I assume this is a brand new person, the brand new fan that Phil has. So potential new whale identified. Steve, shut your hole.
So, actually, is it 24th? I'm so bad, I end up in 25th. How about that? So there you go, blue shell right there. And then on this side, I've been telling you guys that I had found something that turned an actual piece of equipment that I use into part of the set. And so as you can see, this is a stand that's translucent plastic. You can see right through it, but it actually has a light at the bottom. Now, it's actually kind of hard to see right now because with the way that this setup is, the background is kind of eating up the color. What you're going to see as I change the colors of my RGBs in the background over the course of the month, this actually will change color. And right now, it's kind of like a rainbow color on the bottom, but this like stand changes color to like red and purple and all these different colors. But you can't see it right now because the blue is so bright, it's kind of shining through. But
Anybody care what this guy thinks?
No!
I tested this with other backgrounds. Like I tested it with like fire colors and other lighting, and it actually looked very nice. So it's cool because you can see the headphones, but also you can see the background through them, which is kind of neat. In my office, if I get up and look at a different angle, I actually see light. Yeah, see, like right now when I get up, the bottom looks blue and purple, and this looks like bluish purple. Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
But you can't really see that from the angle it's at with the background lighting right now. But you'll see over the course of the month, it actually looks pretty nice. And some people this morning were saying, oh, he got new headphones. No, I've had these for months. These are the headphones I bought and I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 with a couple months ago. I just haven't used them because I'm not doing anything.
Oh, you're playing that a couple months ago. Who are you playing it with, Phil?
That really needs surround sound. Like if I get back to games that are online competition with surround sound and stuff, then I'll start using those again. But I haven't used them in a while because I'm not playing that level of game right now. So there you go. So anyway, this is one of many things. I have 2 new lamps. I didn't use either of them this month. I have another maybe 2 to 3 new things for the backdrop, and I'm not using them this month. I'm saving them up so that way we can space them out over the course of the year to have new things for the background, okay?
Who
so,
fucking
hope you like
cares?
it. Again, as you can see, it's more minimalistic than what I used to do. I used to have giant pieces of artwork and stuff behind me, but now that I have a nice backdrop with lighting and everything, right, I'm just gonna roll with it. So I think it looks nice. I kept the wall the same, meaning I didn't change any of the colors of the wall for this month. I thought it looked fine with the blue and white, and I wanted to keep that for this month. Maybe next month I'll swap it out again back to the black, or maybe I'll put the blue behind me. We'll see. We'll see what I want to do, but I liked it looking like this, so I kept the backdrop the same. Okay.
Who fucking cares?
Alrighty then. Okay, so let's talk about. Oh, let's do some more shoutouts. Oh crap, I didn't even notice these. We have Ratbag35 who did a $10 super chat. That's our biggest super chat of the day so far. Thank you, Ratbag.
Hello, Ramon. How you doing?
Tobomaru did a €5 super chat and says, hope that you have a chill stream. Well, thank you, Tobomaru. That's about $6. The euro is actually valued right now more than the dollar. It's about a $6 super chat. Thank you, Tobomaru. I appreciate that.
I mean, the euro is usually more than a dollar anyway. I mean, I think it's always been the case. Or almost always been the case. The euro, I think, is worth more. The pound is stronger than the euro, and the euro is stronger than the dollar. I believe that's the situation. It's kind of always been that way.
Very nice. So we're up to $30 of support already. Thank you guys for that. Please, let's keep that momentum flowing. Let's get it so that we hit the goal by the time we start the game. That way we don't have to worry about it. We can just relax and play Death Stranding 2 today, and we've already hit a goal, and we only have 2 to go in order to do DSP Tries It tomorrow, all right? Who's going to be the first gifted sub over on Kick? Right now we have a legit sub. Can we get a gifted sub? How about some memberships? We have none of those today. Can we get some memberships for the community here? I see a lot of great names in chat that would appreciate a gifted membership on YouTube, so let's get that going, all right?
Wait. He just fucking praised the guy for not renewing their gifted membership, but they're a legit membership. They're not a gifted member. No. This person's actually a legit member. So he's praising the guy for being a legit member. And now he's begging him for fucking gifted memberships. But those aren't legit, Phil. Legit memberships are people that become members of their own volition. You just said so yourself, so why are you begging for gifted memberships when you don't consider them to be legitimate?
All right, let's talk about the schedule for the week, and let's talk about the big marathon on Friday. I have some updates for you all in regards to liquor. That's right, because I got some interesting...
Oh, who the fuck cares? Oh god, not again. The former alcoholic is going to fucking wax Oracle about all the drink he fucking bought on his day off.
things to drink during the marathon on Friday. We'll talk about that in a sec. So, excuse me. This week is a good combination, a good variety of stuff. Today, Death Stranding 2 continuing. Like I said, after this major stream of it, I think we will finish the intro and actually start the real game and see how it is. I'm very curious on your feedback because, as you know, I've told you guys I haven't...
Shut up for a second for you said feedback. It's good. There we go.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
Bingo's going quite well. Phil said feedback when our whole roll completed. Good stuff indeed. We have 2 free spaces so far as things go. We got a free space for 50 likes, and we got a free space for Phil snorting and burping and sipping at least 10 times. So yeah, there we go. That's doing very well indeed. If Phil begs us a little bit more, we get a free space for that as well. 5 more snorts or burps or sips, we get a free space on top of that as well. So going well in that regard so far.
Committed to playing the entirety of Death Stranding 2. I'm noticing that on demand, it's not doing well. On demand, it is not getting many views at all. I mean, this playthrough has less views than the vast majority of new games that I've played this year. This is getting less views than Taxi Life, less views than Truck Sim, less views than Mario Kart, less views than Doom the Dark Ages, less views than Minecraft, like less views than everything. Which leads me to believe there's just not a big audience for this game. I don't even have 2,000 views on part 1 of Death Stranding 2 yet. So on demand, it ain't doing good. And on top of that, I'm not making anything on the videos anyway because they're all claimed. This entire playthrough is getting claimed on YouTube for the third-party licensed music. So I'm getting no money on the on-demand videos whatsoever, 0, okay? However, the first 2 streams that I have done here of Death Stranding have gotten support. So the stream viewers are here for it, just not the on-demand viewers for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm having a good time chilling with you guys and having a good time, you know, learning the game mechanics and joking about the game and stuff like that. So I think today, let's keep going. All right, let's keep rolling with it. Let's see if you guys keep, you know, chilling and hanging out and supporting, and we'll see how it goes and go from there. Excuse me. And, you know, this week, by the end of this week, I think we should make a determination. Will we keep playing Death Stranding 2, or do we decide we've seen enough? All right, let's find out. Because sadly, there's just no way to really judge by the on-demand viewership right now. It just seems to be the least viewed playthrough I've done in ages. I don't know why. I really don't. I have no clue. It doesn't.
Remember, it doesn't care about views as long as he gets fucking money from his live streams.
Seem to be an indication that anyone hates the game, or, you know, but maybe people think the game's boring. I can't argue with you there.
Or maybe people think you're boring.
Gameplay loop is not exactly the most exciting, and neither was it for the first game, but that's what they went for. It's the same game again. So I guess we'll see if that changes as we get further into the game, but right now it's incredibly samey to the first game. I don't think there's even been really a new gameplay element. So let's see. All right, okay. So Death Stranding 2 today, and then tonight's late stream will be exciting. It's our weekly American Truck Simulator stream. Yes, I'll be drinking. In fact, guess what? I've gotten some of the competitors' drinks to White Claw. It's called Truly Seltzers, but the one that's the stronger one, that's the equivalent to the White Claw Surge I've been drinking, it's called Truly Unruly. So it's a competitor seltzer. And we're going to be trying that tonight while I'm doing American Truck Sim. And we are going to be doing new states and maps because we bought those during the Steam Summer Sale stream that I did on Thursday night. So we have like 7 different states to pick from. We can go to Texas. We can go to Oklahoma. We can go to one of many states. I forgot all of them, but there's like 7 new states. So whatever you guys want to do, we can go there. We can drive around and have a good time. So I'm excited for that. Tonight on the late stream, come on by and see Phil continue to truck it across the country, now in new locations, okay? Now, tomorrow will be Blueprints. Now, before you freaking go crazy, before you writhe and scream in agony and pain, you rip your shirt off and you jump out your window, all right? We're nearing the end of Blueprints. We're going to understand we're in the home stretch. What we're trying to do now is get a way to draft the treasure trove outside of the mansion. This allows us to get the final items. Then we got to draft the throne room and get into room 46 again so we can get the crown, the scepter, and I guess there's another item. And then we go into this throne room, and that's the end of the game. Apparently, there is more past it, but that's really where most people end playing because it takes so long to even get that far, okay? So we are going to do a Blueprint stream tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get to end game and finish it. We'll see, but I would like to see if we can finish it. Now, tomorrow also, we may be doing DSP Tries It, but we need the support. If you support the streams today, and with that support tomorrow, we're doing it. Grillo's Pickles menu on that very stream, okay? Tomorrow night, on the late stream, it is our weekly Minecraft chill stream. Last week, we set out, and we did open world exploration, if you remember. I think this week what I would like to do is focus on trying to grow a super tree on the top of my house and turning it into a tree house. So that's probably going to be our focus tomorrow night, okay? Then on Tuesday, the day stream will be the premiere of Grand Theft Auto 4 with mods. It's almost ready to go, meaning this mod suite of stuff that I'm going to install, including resolution upgrade, lighting shader upgrade, behavioral upgrades, map changes, all kinds of stuff. It's almost ready to go. And then it's going to be GTA 4 with all of these mods on the day stream on Tuesday. It should be very exciting. I hope you'll join me for the beginning of this awesome playthrough. Then on Tuesday night, it will be Mario Kart World Knockout Tour online gameplay. You guys have seemed to really like this over the course of the last few weeks since the game came out. So we're going to keep up with that and keep it in the rotation. Then on Wednesday, the day stream again will be Death Stranding 2. And Wednesday night, we're going to be doing Taxi Life. the taxi driving sim. Now, I was told that there's a DLC for the game, but I'm not aware what it is. I think it has something to do with like sightseeing tours, but I didn't look into it. If you guys like Taxi Life, and maybe we can look into it when we play on Wednesday night and see what it is, and if you guys like it, maybe we'll get it. I don't know what the difference is between it and the base game. I think it has something to do with your tour guide rather than a taxi driver, so you're like driving around things to see in Barcelona, which could be pretty neat, I guess. So I guess we'll talk about that on Wednesday night, okay? And then on Thursday, more GTA 4 with mods, and Thursday night fights. That's right, fighting games will be Thursday night this week instead of Friday. It will be Capcom versus SNK2, and I'll be applying all the stuff that I learned playing the great players on Friday to the randoms online. I think we'll go back to PlayStation, because I did try to play the randoms on PC, and man, it lagged. It lagged like crazy. So I think I'm going to go back to PlayStation this time and see if we can find some comp over there. And so that'll be fun, Thursday night fights. Okay, now, Friday is the big day. All right, everyone, what's up? By the way, a lot of people are saying hello. What's going on? How are you, Chris? How are you, Lukewarm Coconut? What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Okay, so
Who fucking cares?
Friday is the big day. Friday is Indivestance Day. What does that mean?
It means he fucks off and leaves a fucking chair. Oh, he's back, damn it.
This is a vest. A puffy vest. It's the kind you would wear in like the fall when you don't really want to wear a heavy outdoor jacket, but you also don't want to wear something too light. This is the original beige vest. That's correct. This vest I first put on in like 2010 in a random video. All right. And this is the vest that started it all. The vest streak, the summer of vests in 2020. And it led to a cultural revolution of people realizing you don't have to get naked on a stream to get money, that you can actually do it the other way and put stuff on and actually still receive money. That's correct. I was the one who revolutionized this concept. All the other idiot dunces were taking their clothes off and sitting in inflatable pools full of jello and writing names all over their bodies like ludicrous idiots. I said, no, why do that? Instead, you could put clothes on and still make a living. And this lasted for 4 years. And then finally last year, I phased it out and said, I've had enough. We're not going to do this anymore. But what's happened is, some people, they're nostalgic, right? They think back to the past. Man, I miss those days when people would pop on a pair of Gunner glasses and put on a silly jiggly hat and put on a vest and joke about it and laugh with all of us and look like an idiot playing video games. And so, per popular demand, this Friday, one day only, Indivestance Day, on July 4th, while we're celebrating our national independence here in the United States, I will bring back the hats, the vests, and the Gunner glasses, and I will be wearing them on stream. For every $50 of support raised, I'll be swapping out. So when the first $50 is hit, there's a poll. Would you like to see the Bender hat, the Ken slash Cloud wig from Final Fantasy VII, the Luffy straw hat, or the red fedora? And you'll vote. And then whatever wins the vote, I put on that hat. Then when we hit
5 in a row, that's concerning.
$100 to support, we do a vote. Do you want to see the beige vest, the denim vest, the Pokemon vest, or the Marty McFly vest? And you vote, whatever wins, I put on a vest. For every $100 of support raised, I'm going to drink. And I got a whole bunch of liquor. Just listen to this. First off, I rebought those 99 flavors of fruits party pack that I did many, many months ago. People seem to like to pick the different flavors of fruit of the 99 shots that I was doing, so I got that again. But I got some other stuff. I got horchata shots. It's basically rum with like dairy mixed together. Now, I've never had horchata before. I've heard good things, so there are little things you can take shots of horchata as well. I also got some little flavored moonshine shots. No, not the insane blue flame disgusting moonshine that I had a few marathons ago that I got sick drinking, but actually I'm talking about the real tasty flavored stuff, like apple pie or mango habanero or fruit punch. So I have a few of those to go as well. And I got a bottle of blended Scotch whiskey that is a very, very seafaring but also smoky flavor to it. So it's like sea salt and smoke. So I have all of this stuff, plus I have some tequila too. So I have a bunch of stuff available for shots during the course of the day. So like I said, every $100 raised, I'll take a shot of whatever you want. So we can do a vote. Do you want one of the moonshines? Do you want the horchata? Do you want a party shot of the fruit? And then we'll go from there. Okay? Now, in addition to all of that going on Friday, I'm going to be cleaning out this closet because it is insanely cluttered with crap. What we need to do is go through this and figure out what is good stuff to save, whether for the business, like equipment, or for the background setups. Because right now, as you know, I've changed my background setups dramatically. I'm not doing the same kind of backgrounds anymore that I was for a long time there due to my upgrades of RGB lighting and cameras and everything. So I got to see, what do I want to save and what do I want to get rid of? Okay? So, I'm very confused, and I need your help while we clean this stuff out. By the way, there'll be other fun stuff to see in there as well. You know, collectibles, artwork, my games collection that I haven't shown in like 4 years now. So, it'll be fun. It'll actually be a fun event, and we'll be doing that over the course of the day while I'm hamming it up, wearing the hats and the vests and all of that. Now, in addition to that, my wife is going to be making some food. She's going to be making like some barbecue chicken, some homemade mac and cheese. So it's going to be fun because we're going to have like cookout style food while also we're doing that, while also there's booze and all kinds of clothing and everything involved. It's going to be a very fun day. Now, I'm well aware that many of you will not be able to attend on Friday because it's actually July 4th, Independence Day. And I did some math, and it looks like about 50% of my audience is American, and about 50% is international. For many of you, it's just a normal day. It's not a big deal at all, so you're going to be here, right? It's no big deal. If you're American, I get it. If you can't be here on Independence Day because you'll be busy celebrating with your friends or family, Well, there's only one thing that I have to say about that. Have a good time, but just understand you'll be missing out on something that's far more interesting. You should cancel all of your plans right now. Just forego your family and friends. They'll always be there. I may not. So you got to come and hang out. You got to come hang out with me on the marathon. What's more important? Seeing me wear hats and vests, drinking and cleaning out my closet while stuffing my face with American-style food? Or spending time with your loved ones? That's funny. Who wants to do that? Not me, that's for sure. Cancel the fireworks, cancel the cookouts, cancel the flag football, cancel anything you were thinking. None of it is important, all right? Nothing could possibly be more important than this marathon. Do you understand me? And that's just the God's honest truth, and everyone knows it. You want to spend time with the king. Forget everybody else.
The true king
Anyway,
is here.
to be honest with all of you, I'm not too worried about it. I think that even if a lot of Americans cannot make it to this event on Friday, it's still going to be a good event. I think we'll still get a good audience. And by the way, I'm doing it all day long. The stream will start around 11:30 a.m. It'll progress to like 8 to 9 p.m. At any point, I'm sure you're going to have a free few minutes just to drop by and say hello. You know, it's all good. Whenever I do a big event like this, especially because it's like a holiday event, it'd be great to see as many people come by as possible. You know you want to see me in all the vests one last time. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take the vests, the hats, I'm going to put them in the storage. I have storage bins. I'm going to put them in a storage bin, and then they'll be in retirement, but maybe every once in a while, we'll bring them out of retirement. Maybe we could do a fun summertime. Maybe Indivestance Day can actually end up being an annual event, much like my Halloween marathon and my Christmas marathon. Maybe Indivestance Day can start being something we do every year for a summertime vibe, and we have the vests and the hats and all the silliness. Thank God I have the new air conditioner to keep me nice and cool when I'm wearing these vests and hats and shit inside, because some of that stuff makes me sweat. Seriously, like, that's one of the major reasons I wanted to stop wearing them, is because they actually make me sweat during the hot summertime. So, I'm excited. I have way more hats than vests for the record, so I'll have to see how we can make this go. All right? Cool. All right, so that's Friday.
Who fucking cares?
One other quick thing. I am going to be having a 2-day weekend next week. Both Saturday and Sunday, I'll be off from streaming.
Oh my! I get the whole weekend off. Next weekend? Oh, bless. Oh, happy days. I get 2 days off. Well, if I'll explain why.
I will return on Monday the 7th. Monday, July 7th, I believe, because Friday is the 4th. Yeah, so Monday, July 7th, I'll be back. We'll continue on with all the ongoing playthroughs and everything that week. And then remember that Friday, the 11th, is the first big new game release of July, which is...
But why are you off on Sunday? This is different from your schedule, and it will really confuse your audience if you don't explain.
Tony Hawk 3 and 4 collection, okay? So, there you go. So that's the plan. A fun week of Death Stranding, GTA 4 with mods, a little bit of Blueprints, a different night stream every single night between Truck Sim, Mario Kart, Minecraft, fighting games, Taxi Life, and then Friday, Indivestance Day. What a freaking week, right? What a week. That's probably one of the best weeks I've ever put out in my entire run, 17 years on the internet. It's amazing.
Who
right?
fucking cares?
There you go. All right, Prophet Warner gifted a membership. Thank you, Prophet Warner, for the gifted membership. Let's get that on the leaderboard. That's the first membership of the week. So now we're up to 33 bucks of support. All right, well, guys, guess what? That's what I had for this morning. That's what I wanted to talk about and cover. All right? What do you guys want to chat about today? All right? Hit me up. Tag me in the chats. Actually, what I will do is, let me type into the kick chat, because you guys might be having difficulty tagging me, right? Because it probably timed out. Let's see what you guys want to chat about today. All right? Let's get you what's on your mind. Let me know. And let's do some Q&A to end the show for the last half hour here or so. And, let's do some shout-outs for contributions. Let's get that momentum flowing so we can hit that goal and do DSP Tries It tomorrow. So, Habib did a £2 super chat. What are you liking? How are you liking Death Stranding 2? It's like I said, Habib, when I first played Death Stranding 1, I went into it not knowing what the game was. And to be frank, I always thought that maybe the deliveries were kind of like a red herring and something crazy was going to happen. And to some extent it does. There's some boss fights and stuff in there. But let's be honest. For the most part, it's just deliveries, right? And they're tedious and they're incredibly time-consuming. And it's pretty nuts that that's what the game was. This time around, since you've already played Death Stranding 1, you already know what it is. So it's not a shock that this is what it is. And already having the background of how to do these deliveries and things makes it a lot more better streamlined. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing... You saw the stack of shit I had on my back on Friday, and I was still able to do that delivery, and I got a bunch of rewards for it. So I feel like this will be easier, but at the same time, people are saying actually the game does get more crazy and different the further in you get. So I guess we'll see. But for now, I think I'm actually enjoying this game more than the first. All right? Because I feel we know what's going on, and we understand the game mechanics better. It's not cryptic anymore because we already know them. And to be honest, I like the interactive streams. You know, years ago, yes, I talked with the audience and everything, but now I think we've got this down pat.
Oh, tells it interactive. My bad.
Burger.
There we go.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
We are close to a full house here, I believe. I think we're one away from a full house. Phil said edition, but it's a white square. Hold on, let me confirm this. Hold on 2 seconds. If we pretend we don't have an image. Yeah, we are one away from a full house. Very confused when the picture's white and the background's white, and you click it and yeah.
Burger.
Yeah.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
So that's quite confusing for sure. But yeah, we are 1 away from a full house. That's things like because we've got 3 free spaces. If Phil begs a wee bit more, or sips or burps or snorts one more time, we get the full house. We are so close. We have 3 free spaces. So I mean, you count it. Yeah, we got yeah. Oh wait. Oh, for fuck's sake, count it. Aye, I should fucking listen to one advice. For some reason, I thought we only had 4 left. Okay, I get it. Hey. I don't know why, but I saw this as free. For some reason. Like, I saw this card as, like, free. At the top here, you know? Alright, we're 2 away. My bad, we're 2 away. A wee bit of begging and a wee snort with fucking 1, okay? So calm your down, okay? I'm gonna say, I ran out of fucking fingers in one hand to count. It's my bad.
Right? We're flowing. We talk, we chat. I'm able to play while I still talk to people, have a fun conversation. So I feel like even though some of these deliveries have been tedious as heck, we're still talking, we're chatting while I'm doing them, so it's not super boring. So it seems better than the first one, but at the same time, like I said, I've definitely noticed the attendance has not done well. You know, already I can tell you the stream on Friday, people left when we started playing the game. The views on YouTube are not good. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why people don't care about Death Stranding 2. Like I said, it's not like people are like, oh, well, it's because, you know, Phil's boring, we're not going to watch him. No, people are watching my other stuff. Like, I'm literally getting more views on every other playthrough I've done in the last several months than on Death Stranding 2. So it's the game. If I can get views on other stuff and not on this game, it's the game. It's not me, you see?
Never one away. Never one away.
Oh, let's see here. We got a moron over here. We'll just get rid of him. Is Jasper afraid of fireworks? Only to the extent where if there's, like, out of nowhere, if it's silent and all of a sudden there's a loud shaking explosion, everyone's going to jump at that. Correct? Everyone's going to jump at that. But he's not overly afraid. He's more afraid of rain because the rain, you know, we have skylights and you can hear the rain hitting glass and it actually scares him more than, say, the fireworks. So. Oh my goodness. Hi, Shooter, how are you today? Good morning, man. Hearts to Heart says, what's your favorite summertime memory? I would probably say, you know, when I was a kid, I played a lot outdoors. And the neighborhood kids were awesome, and we would always play, you know, different kinds of stuff together, whether it was with action figures and toys, or if it was, how do you say, if it was like running around with water guns. We used to have these water guns, water pistols, but also automatic, like the ones you put batteries in, and you just hold the trigger, and they go ba-doom, 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 like shooting water. Super soakers, the one you would supercharge with the pump, with the air, those were cool. And also water balloons. We used to toss around, that was fun. And I also remember we used to love to play badminton in my driveway. We actually had a net that we would put up, and it was nice because in the afternoons, the house would block the sun.
That sounds like the most white person thing ever. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, it just sounds like the most white person suburban activity ever. Fucking badminton in your what the fuck? Just get a fucking basketball hoop and just fucking shoot some hoops.
So it wouldn't be super bright or hot, so you could play badminton in the driveway and really enjoy it. And we used to do that a lot. So that's probably my favorite summertime memories from when I was a kid. Let's see here. I don't know how many mods will be installed for GTA 4. Like I said, someone's working on it for me and kind of asking me, would you be...
Of course they are. Of course they are. Because it's impossible for Phil Burrell to fucking do the work himself and do his own due diligence. No, it's someone else's responsibility. Probably fucking Darjak secretly behind the scenes. There's one last favour for Phil. Just don't mention me, Phil. Here's a fucking mods. Don't fucking mention me or name drop me. I don't care.
Interested in this? Would you be interested in this? Would you be interested in this? And I told them the ones I'm interested in. So it's being put together right now. In fact, I probably should check by tonight and see, is it ready to go? So I can install it and test it and everything. We'll have to see. I really advertised the daily wrap. How do I think the show is going? I never advertised the daily wrap. For those who don't know, I don't know how you wouldn't. I have a show called The Daily Wrap. That's just a quick video that I do at the end of my streaming day every day. And in this video, I just recap everything that I've done during the day. Whether there were any interesting topics on this podcast, any happenings during the day, what happened in the 2 gameplay streams I did, etc. It's just a summary. The Daily Wrap. Get it? And I put that out at the end of the day. Sometimes the Daily Wrap does really well if something interesting has happened and people want to hear about it without having to watch all my other content. Some people just watch the Daily Wrap to say, hey, is there anything that Phil did today I'm interested in? And if they don't talk, I don't talk about it in the Daily Wrap, they're like, oh, well, then I'm not going to check out the videos for today. And that's fine. It serves a purpose, okay? It's just crazy because sometimes the Daily Wrap, if something toxic or negative happened and I mention it, it always gets more views. For whatever reason, people are weird. They love toxic, negative content.
You make that content, no. Like, you knowingly and willingly make that content knowing it's toxic and you upload it hoping for the attention. Like, you seem upset about the fact that your toxicity that you spew and choose to record and upload gets attention. What's your point, Phil? I need to hear that again.
I'm not going to check out the videos for today. And that's fine. It serves a purpose, okay? It's just crazy because sometimes the daily wrap, if something toxic or negative happened and I mention it, it always gets more views. For whatever reason, people are weird. They love toxic, negative content. So if it's like, oh man, you know, things went bad today, a piece of equipment broke, for some reason a stream didn't go well or whatever, my internet went out, boom, the daily wrap will have thousands of views. Everyone's, oh, something bad happened, let's hear about it. It was a really good day, and I'm like, wow, best stream ever. Support was great, gameplay was astounding, we determined what we're gonna be doing for 3 more goals, excellent ideas came out of it, I'll get like 2 views on the daily wrap, no one cares. People are just messed up, man, seriously. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited for the content this week and the daily wrap.
It's your content, Phil. Like, you're in charge of that content. You create that content. And you're complaining about something getting more attention than others. Like, that is... Phil, if you... Jesus, I don't understand. How could he complain? So this is the content that he's in full control of, that he chooses to record. You know, not streaming. This is not live streaming. This is what he's in full direct control of. He chooses when to stop and start recording. If he fucks up, he can fucking just start again. But no. He knowingly... The daily craps are almost, 99% of the time, the daily craps are fucking not live streamed. If Phil's desperate for some last second support on Twitch or whatever, he might live stream a daily crap to try and get some hint, guys, please give me some sort of support during this live daily crap. You know, he's done that before a couple of times way back in the fucking day. But yeah, for the most part, though, it's all it's all offline recordings of how his fucking day went. And he's in full control of this, and he's still bitching and whining and moaning about how some people react to some videos that he creates, which he's in full charge of in terms of what he's saying in them.
I'll tell you at the end of every day how the content went. Here you go. Am I aware that Pirate Software used to work at Blizzard? What is Pirate Software? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anyway, what's the light theme?
Okay, hold on. As a full house.
Member bomb.
My biggest fans are idiots.
As Phil said, what the fuck are you talking about? We got a member bomb.
Burger.
Come the fuck in and fuck the fuck off.
Oh, hold on, let me. So yeah, because YouTube names are broken, the animation for getting subs is broken. But thank you to Sunny for getting 5 members. But it's okay. Let me clarify the situation. We have an extra free space for tomorrow. We're starting off tomorrow with a free space carried over. Because we were 4 away from winning today. Phil just said what the fuck he's all about, and as soon as that happened, Sunny getting memberships. So yeah. But because we've got extra free space, so courtesy of Sunny, we're going to carry that over for tomorrow's bingo stream instead. So there we go. So thank you, Sunny, for gifting 5 members. We already won bingo right before you went and done that member bomb. But of course, we'll still get a free space for tomorrow's bingo play. So thank you, Sunny, for 5 members. And congratulations to the following people for receiving the membership. Congratulations to Sean Lynch 9826, RJC 813, Mechanic Drew 3375, The Wolverine Doll, and Epic Brady. So there we go. Also that's obviously people's YouTube @handles. That might not be the usernames, but that's the @handles that's shown as being given memberships. So there we go, good stuff indeed. Now of course, we can now fill in the rest of this picture. So we got, obviously, we have 4 free spaces as things stand. Obviously we've got an extra one, so I might as well just, throw the extra one in there. Well, 5 free spaces now. But yeah, let's tick off the rest of the squares.
Burger. Full house. Oh boy, how exciting. Anyway.
And this is the background image we had for today's bingo card. Phil Burnell. Like, I'm trying to think, what's he holding up here? I am successful. I'm trying to think of, like, the origin of this image from Dark Side of Phil. Is it the Dark Side of Phil image? I'm trying to think. It's Lego. That's what it is. It's Lego. That's what it is. I was so confused there for a fucking second, but yeah, it's fucking Lego. Good stuff indeed, so yeah. The succulent plant. I am successful. Fantastic. I should have looked in here. Also, it gives it away in here with the fucking Lego blocks, you know what I mean? But yeah, there we go. Fantastic stuff indeed. So that's the bingo background image we had for today's show. Excellent stuff indeed. And of course, we've won bingo as well. That's fantastic. And yeah, we will have a free space for, carried over starting for tomorrow's bingo, which should also be our normal life bingo way. Like, as things stand, as far as I'm aware, tomorrow's bingo, tomorrow's podcast is going to be a normal show. Phil is not planning a podcast on Tuesday though, because he's starting a brand new game on Tuesday. So Tuesday anyway will be a 3x3 bingo card. and hopefully we can get a full house and a small bingo card. But tomorrow should be a 5x5 card, and it should be a normal show. If Phil alludes to something different, of course, between now and then, I will on the fly see if we need to make a bingo card smaller. If Phil's planning a shorter show, we'll have to wait and see what tomorrow brings, and see how Phil's feeling that particular fucking day. Bye. Good stuff indeed. There is artwork in the flow, so apparently there's some stuff in the member Discord as well for me to enjoy. Good stuff. We'll cover that before we go for sure. I'll just close off a couple of these things before we do anything else. That's Pig Ball, got that. Phil's dumbass face as well. But yeah, let's go to live DSP. Before we do anything else, let's go to live DSP, shall we? And see how the bad man's doing for support. Top super chat is still $10 from Ratbag. Top tip is $3.02. He's on $51. 51 buckaroos.
What do we get?
Who
An
cares?
EX grenade. It leads to a cloud of anti-BT vapors on impact.
Who cares, Phil? You're a boring bastard. So yeah, Phil's on $51, so he's going to spend the next 2.5 hours begging for $100. Will Phil get it, or will he fall behind on his most desired, desperate attempts to fucking get goals hit so he can stuff his piggy face full of fucking food tomorrow? But yeah, we're done with the bad man. We're fucking done with the bad man. Before we go away, of course, let me check the member Discord to see what sort of creativity has been made. Hold on a second here. So here we go. So, Sunny, this looks so cursed. Okay, this is AI created, okay? But it looks like Phil's too big for his vehicle. It looks like he's in some sort of child's vehicle here. Yeah, Holly made it. Yeah, the AI Holly. So yeah, you can see what I'm saying. It feels like Phil has crammed himself into some sort of child's vehicle here. You know, like toy car, whatever. And Jesus, and that's all because of this image. Like that, this image inspired that. Bizarrely, how the hell can that inspire that? I got no idea. I'm so confused. But there you go. As well as that, Tacozilla, he had some fun with this. Confused caveman Phil. You know, so that's Jesus, man. The arms are not noodle enough, in my opinion. There's a bit too much muscular definition in those arms to make it be believable. But there you go. Also, confused old man Phil.
Old bastard!
So yeah, Tacozilla made us as well. Confused old man Phil. And just for shits and giggles, Tacozilla, on a kind of vibe of Squid Game, made this. So there we go. Just a little Squid Game edit, just for this, just for hell of it, just for the sake of it, you know, just because it's funny. So there we go. Excellent stuff indeed, and we've got plenty of material for potential thumbnails. You know what I mean? Part of me wants to use this, and part of me wants to, if I can say no. I don't know, and this is just cursed as all hell. No, that's just awful. No. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see what we're doing for thumbnails tomorrow, but fuck it, guys. I am going to wrap things up there. Thank you for joining me for some bingo antics tonight. I certainly all hope you've had a very fun and enjoyable night and weekend in general. As I said, I've had a fantastic weekend, you know. It's been a good week overall for me. That otter, he's cheating out like a wee blanket. Look at him. He's got his wee green blanket thing. He doesn't want to give it to anyone else. It's his fucking wee blanket. Nah. Otters are too damn fucking cute. There you go. But guys, I'm going to wrap things up as I said, you know. But yeah, I hope you've all had a fun weekend. I hope it was a good time. I've had a great time as well. So yeah, back tomorrow for some more bingo antics, of course. Tomorrow's bingo, the final bingo of the month. Okay? And after tomorrow's bingo is all said and done, immediately afterwards, I'm going to add all the latest marbles, because after bingo tomorrow, we're going to have a marble race to determine who wins half of that bingo prize. And that reminds me, shit, hold on. I forgot to add $10 to the bingo prize. I completely forgot. We won bingo. And I forgot to add the 10 buckaroos. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Jesus, man, I can't believe I forgot about that. Every time I win bingo, every time I get a full house on bingo, it adds $10 to bingo prize fund. And I almost fucking forgot. That's my bad. But there we go. But yeah, guys, after bingo's all said and done tomorrow, we're going to have a marble race to determine who wins half of that bingo prize fund. And a little reminder, of course, thanks to the MRC Midnight pop-in message, if you've not yet got your own marble secured, you must comment on a community post to ensure you have your marble locked in. After bingo tomorrow, I will check the latest comments before we launch the marbles game and add the most recent marbles that are in there. You know what I mean? You've got until the end of bingo tomorrow to get your marble secured. You've got to when his old saying goes, there's nothing for you to lose, nothing to gain. So yeah, what's stopping you? What's fucking stopping you from fucking having your marble for potentially winning half of that bingo prize fund? But yeah, tomorrow should be a good day. Tomorrow should be a fine day. But yeah, until tomorrow, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'm going to end how it always ends by playing Notorious PIG contributions made by supremely talented Pixar Animations. So until tomorrow, have a good one, and I'll catch you all later for the final bingo stream on the month of June. Goodbye.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money. When you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that.